Hello, and welcome to Curriculum of Wonder, our Strixhaven actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition show. We have been riffing on the book, having all kinds of fun going through the magical university of Strixhaven. I am Marco, our dungeon master. I'll be leading our students through their campus life tonight. Take it away, Sarah.
Hello. My name is Sarah, and I am extremely excited to be back with y'all and all of y'all. Tonight, I will be playing Vega, the Lucent daughter of Dawn's Cathedral, who is currently a level 4 human paladin, who recently took her oath of vengeance. I can't not play that oath. It is my favorite. Which takes us to Caitlin.
Hello, I am Caitlin. I am excited to be back. I am playing Ciri, who is a halfling level 4 cleric of pestilence. And Andy.
I am Andy. I am back playing Samia Tealeaf, level 6 halfling warlock, and Dean Tullis is unfair!
Oh.
Well, I'm Sam. I'm playing Stella, the Owlin Druid.
And I'm Andrea. I'm playing Helianthus, the cute, optimistic halfling Circle of Land druid who's excited to go on some sort of adventuring at school.
All right. So last session, we'll all remember there was a big old LARP fest. Students from across campus, both in the live-action role-playing guild and outside of it, joined for a day of fun out on the Arrow Jaunt field. There was much hitting people with foam swords, and costumery of monsters and all sorts of other wonderful fun. But now, you've all started your second year in earnest. Last session, we did choose our colleges, so folks are now officially part of their sub-colleges of Strixhaven. And we get to go into our coursework. So the first thing to do is we've looked at our class schedule here. Let's bring that to the fore. Right, so the big general ed class that everybody's taking together this semester, or quarter year, is Applied Arcane Arts, a self-defense course taught by an interesting genie fellow. We met him last session. He's a little bit imposing, perhaps. But in any case, other folks
he
are
wishes
taking...
he was imposing.
Very fair. Very fair.
The best.
He was trying really hard for us to take him seriously.
The only professor worth listening to on this damn campus.
But the other classes on offer this year are college-specific. We've got things like Pyromancy and the Arts in Prismari, Quantitative Arcanophysics in Quandrix, Introduction to Reanimation in Witherbloom, and all sorts of other kind of very specific college-y classes. So folks will be getting that college-specific knowledge. Let's go ahead and start it off. We are about 2 weeks into the first quarter at this point. So you've all attended your first classes in your various courses. You've chosen those classes. And we will start with some folks who have chosen... yes, quite. Introduction to Reanimation, which is a Witherbloom course. Let's see, who all was in Introduction to Reanimation? Does anybody remember?
Oh, we're all raising our hands.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cool. So.
Ciri, Sammy, and Vega.
Nice. Excellent. Wonderful. Ciri,
And
Sammy.
Fergal, but Fergal's not here.
Right on.
Fergal's absent at the moment.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
he and Aurora are like wandering around somewhere together.
Ooh, maybe they went on like a dating moon.
To like the bog. Maybe
Yeah.
they're on like a bog date.
Wow.
Well, Fergal is on expedition in the Sedgemoor, presumably of academic interest, but you know, you never know. There's always an opportunity to get lost in Sedgemoor. In any case, you arrive in Witherbloom campus. This is probably your second class. Maybe you've been introduced to the professor prior to this. But yeah, you arrive in the Sedgemoor, Ciri, Vega, and Sammy. to your reanimation class. Let me bring up the professor here. Ah, yes, we remember her. Willow Dusk, Essence Seer, is teaching this course. She will launch into her first lecture. Welcome to Introduction to Reanimation. Life, as a magical energy, can be naturally or magically imbued inside of creatures. All of us begin life with that energy naturally imbued. That is, we are given life at conception or however you are created, and then that life flourishes as you grow and then eventually fades when you die. There's another means to animate a body. You can infuse magical energy using a magical spell. It can be used to bring a corpse to unlife, one might say. Now, there are other means. One can use magic to attempt to reinfuse a soul, to bring it back to its corporeal form, and that would bring the original creature back. But today we'll be studying the other version, where we simply animate the bones or corpse to our own uses.
At that point, Vega, who has slipped into class, probably to the surprise of Siri especially, will actually kind of lean forward from where she's sitting behind Siri and whisper, "Oh, I was hoping, I'm really glad we're not waiting until halfway through this class to learn how to turn on the bones."
Well, to effectively reanimate a corpse, one must understand the anatomy of that corpse. If you are to reanimate it, yes. Magic can only drive muscles and bone if the caster's will encompasses those elements in motion. More advanced reanimation spells incorporate an understanding of the mind, or even of magic, and are able to infuse the corpse with a semblance of thought or magical ability. Today, we will be focusing on the most basic, creating a skeleton or zombie. Everybody here knows what a skeleton or a zombie is? Have you heard of these undead creatures? They're very common.
I kind of like lean back to Vega and go, did she just ask us if we've heard of skeletons before?
You know what? It's honestly pretty insulting.
Like, don't we all have those?
I mean, not only do we have them, but I have fought them many times.
Well, okay, but, I mean, you're admittedly an outlier there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But no, we have them, and at this point, Vega will kind of I like to think maybe Samia is sitting not too far away, and we'll kind of wave over to where she's sitting and kind of maybe speaking slightly more loudly than is appropriate. I mean, these skeletons are only like a whisper away from what we saw at the ruins.
And at that, Sammy like has been dozing off, and then she just she like stands up, slams her hands on the desk, and just shuffles forward, or shuffles beside to the group of Siri and Vega, and she's like, "Okay, we actually gotta keep it down on that. Apparently."
Oh, is that not fine?
I can't really talk about that very much, because it was kind of all against school rules.
Oh, but Clog was fine. I don't remember what his name was.
Dean Clark has done nothing wrong. Dean Tolis is unfair and doesn't understand how knowledge is unearthed.
So skeletons, we still all have them, but we shouldn't talk about the ruins here.
At least not that loud.
Okay. No, sorry. No, we should be paying attention. Sorry, y'all.
Willow Dusk will gesture behind her at a set of low stones covered in moss that each have a fresh-looking corpse laid out on top of it. You may all group up into pairs or threes, whatever makes you comfortable, and begin working on one of these cadavers. You may choose to make a skeleton or a zombie. A skeleton must be prepared very carefully, but is relatively easy to animate, whereas a zombie is prepared easily. There's very little that goes into preparing a zombie, but the animation is a bit more challenging. Yes.
Can I kind of like poke around our corpse a little bit and see if I can figure out how it died?
Sure. Yeah, you've got like a middle-aged fellow, maybe dark tan skin, gray hair. Looks like he, could have been alive yesterday. You could make like a medicine check, investigation, perception, could all find you hints as to how he might have died.
Investigation. We'll go on medicine. Okay. 16, 19.
19. Nice. Yeah, you find a very, very fine... It takes you a while examining this corpse. Like, it looks overall in very, very good condition. No significant bruising, no swelling even, very fresh. You find a very fine slit in the back of his neck. Not the kind of wound you expect to happen on accident.
To the other two, they didn't like murder people for this class, did they? Like, look at this.
Sammy's gonna say, I mean, she casts Speak with Dead.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she's like, hey, buddy, you good?
Yeah, the corpse will kind of like lean forward a little bit, rising up. Its head kind of turns towards you. Its jaw opens and works a few times. And you asked him if it's good. The corpse says, I am dead.
Did we kill you? Did the school kill you? Where'd we get you? Where'd you come from?
I was executed by my town's mayor for crimes committed.
Against all of creature kind, against like some personal disputes. What are we talking here?
I burned down a house.
Are there people in it?
Does Sammy ask that question?
Sammy asks,
Did you kill people?
I hope so.
All right.
Okay, yeah, no, we're good with this. This is fine then. All
she
right.
turns off the Speak with Dead. No, she can't turn it off. Oh god. Oh god, it just stays on. It stays on. It's not concentration.
How many more questions do you get?
As many. 5 questions. 5 questions.
2 more.
Okay.
Hey, ask him if he wants to like pretend to be a zombie, and then maybe we'll get an A.
You want to pretend to be a zombie for a bit?
What's in it for me?
You get to move around and stuff.
The body kind of wiggles a little bit very, very faintly and says, I can't move, and then like falls back to a resting state.
All right.
I don't actually think this was very useful, but at least we're morally okay to dissect them.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to know where they're being sourced from, I guess.
I mean, typically you, as is my custom, and Vega kind of stumbles over herself for a bit before actually kind of like gesturing towards the corpse and actually putting a very gentle kind of index finger on the forehead. And she closes her eyes for a moment. My tradition is to thank the person for their service, I guess you could call it, or to thank them for doing for us what they can in unlife that they couldn't in life, as one way of putting it. But wow, did those questions really bring up?
Kind of sounded like this guy deserves it, so like it's probably fine.
It's, yeah, you know, it's This is the most complicated I've ever felt about this. So I guess we should get on with the project.
Oh, yeah, right.
She pats the corpse on the sternum and says, "Thanks, bud." I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
To animate it, can I make an Arcana check to see what we need to like zombify or skeletonize it?
Yeah, so actually, you can see other students already getting to work, and it's a bit grisly. We don't need to go into too much detail. But a few of the groups have elected to go with zombies, and as Willow Dusk mentioned, that doesn't require much preparation at all. You basically just cast magic on the corpse. There are scrolls available to you. You don't need to know the Raise Dead, or the Animate Dead, that one. The Animate Dead spell. But other groups have begun to prepare to raise their corpse as a skeleton. And that requires removing all of the meat from the bones. So it's kind of a you question as to what preparation you want to do. The course of action is certainly clear.
I mean, I feel like zombie would be like the path of least resistance.
Do we get extra credit if we make it a skeleton, though?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if all we need to do is kind of shred up some meat.
Yeah. Do we get extra credit for a skeleton?
Willow Dusk will turn around and say, no, skeletons are arguably the easier option.
Oh.
But it's just a matter of preference, really. It's all good experience.
Well, I think we should go for like the more intense magic then.
I admittedly know a lot more about skeletons than zombies, so I'd rather do a zombie.
Let's make a zombie.
Simia puts down her sickle.
Nice. All right. So the first step that you've been asked to perform is you need to visualize the undead you'd like to create, how you want that being to move, how you want the magic to animate this corpse. And for a zombie, that's a little bit complex. You've got to envision all the muscles, the ligaments, the bones, all working together to create motions. I think this could be a medicine or arcana check. And we'll do it as a group check because you're all working together on the same corpse.
May Vega potentially roll an athletics check instead, because the way that she's approaching visualizing this zomboid in her head is through how it moves. So she's thinking about it from the terms of how she moves her own body.
Okay, athletics intelligence or athletics wisdom? I give you the athletics proficiency totally functions. Absolutely, 100%.
Hell yeah. Okay, so an athletics wisdom check.
What was it? Medicine, you said?
Yeah, medicine or arcana would be the nominal
Oh.
skills.
22 Arcana.
Nice.
And I can't do a medicine check and then add an Arcana student die, right? I have to pick one.
I would allow that because this is an either or check, so it's
Okay.
applicable.
Then I'm gonna do a medicine. The medicine by itself is a 13, but then I'm adding 3 points of Arcana, so 16 total.
Nice. And how'd Vega do?
And Vega gets a 19 total, also using a student die for anything.
Fantastic. So you guys might confer, you might share experiences or conjecture about how zombies work, or knowledge you have simply of the humanoid form. And you've all got a really solid model in your minds of how you want this body to rise and move and be animate. Now all that's left is for you to use the scroll and try to cast the spell. And we'll have one person make this check, but the other folks can help.
What kind of check will it be?
It would be a spellcasting ability modifier check. And the folks who are helping can each add a d4 to the result.
I'm fine with practicing channeling help, I guess you could call it.
Amy, how's your spell casting?
Well, good enough to get me to second year. Not good enough to get me to third. I could try it.
She will do the thing.
Nice. Yeah, and then Vega and Siri can each roll a d4 to add to the result, and Sammy would just take that, probably a charisma check from you.
That's a 3 from me.
Nice.
23.
And 3 from Vega.
20. So 29 is the result?
Yes.
Okay, Sammy, I mean, you take this scroll, you read the incantation, you do all the right gestures. Vega and Siri maybe chiming in time with your incantation. And the magic kind of swirls out of the scroll and envelops this corpse, which immediately rises with surprising speed for a zombie, perhaps. Turns with grace and stands at attention.
What do you want us to tell it to do?
Oh my god,
Hit me.
you did it.
You hear...
Hit Vega.
Oh, the zombie totally kind of dashes towards Vega with, again, surprising alacrity for a zombie. And goes with an elbow in.
And Vega is immediately, for some reason, Vega has that enormous wicked sword on them and goes to draw it and will actually put a gloved hand at the end of the blade and hold it, actually using this long sword as a shield against the zombie. Make it do it again, but harder.
Hold on. Professor Willowdusk, we did it.
Yes.
My friend wanted it to attack.
Yeah,
It-
before we damage it, let's
her.
get credit before we damage it.
Oh, I
That
saw
should
the
be a
whole
part of the
thing.
credit.
That was impressive. You have significant experience, Sammy.
You see a lot of stuff in dungeons.
Ah, yes.
She 1,000-yard stares into the distance.
The other students, you can see them in various stages of completion. Some of them have very, very clumsy corpses, maybe with just an arm animate that's kind of flailing around above the rock slab. Some of them are halfway through cleaning their bones. And all of them are kind of staring over at your zombie, which is putting on a very impressive show of slamming over and over again into Vega's sword with a variety of different strikes. Clearly not the kind of very clumsy striking you've seen from other zombies. This one is more of a martial arts adept, you could say, as far as how he's approaching this task of hitting Vega. Willow does...
Vega looks like she's having an absolutely incredible time, just getting really creative with the sword and kind of with her body and how she's deflecting the various attacks as the zombie comes into her.
Nice. Yeah, Willow Dusk will kind of address the class and say, other students, please pay attention, take a look. These three have created the finest zombie this classroom has ever seen on the first attempt. Yes, a master class in animating dead. The other students will kind of give a round of applause, some of them cheering earnestly and some of them kind of clapping to get it over with. But certainly you have all impressed the class for Introduction to Reanimation.
Sammy puffs up her chest.
You've all... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Once the zombie's done attacking Vega, you look over and Siri's got like 4 different like herbs and stuff, and she's just like rubbing them on the zombie's arm and like taking notes, and then like rubbing this one over here and then taking notes.
Oh, and then after Siri's done with the zombie, Vega will present an arm that's clearly been bitten by the zombie, and it's got like a wound or something that appears to have some not so good stuff going on. And Vega just like wordlessly presents it to Siri for her to do whatever she wants with it.
Notes.
This
Poking
is probably
notes.
of interest to you.
All right.
Yeah, Siri we'll take notes, throw some different herbs at it, see what happens. We'll try using my specially treated dagger on it to see what happens. Just like all kinds of whatever she can think of.
Nice. Yeah, the dagger probably doesn't affect it because it's not a poison, but you certainly will learn that and be able to note that.
But now
and
I
examine.
know that.
Right, absolutely. And your first introduction to reanimation class goes swimmingly, you could say. You each gain a student die in medicine or arcana, your choice. And those can be added one time to any check of those types. Just a refresher. And yeah, so probably walking back from Sedgemoor, some other students will be clamoring after you all, asking you how you did it for tips and tricks, and what led you to being so good at creating corpses. Some of them kind of ask you, maybe Vega especially on the side, like, have you ever done that before? Have you ever made an undead before?
Oh, never made one. That was all Samia. I mean, Siri helped more than I did, but mostly Samia did that. But I mean, I fought way more skeletons. Only a couple of zombies here and there. That was awesome.
And they'll follow you and ask you to tell them stories, probably even all the way back to the Bow's End. But yeah, that class was certainly a success. We will kind of accelerate from there just a couple of days, probably, to a time when you guys are all done with classes. Maybe it's after a day of courses. You're all back in your dorm. And Stella, you get a little bird kind of flaps in the window, a raven. And it kind of flaps its feathers, ruffles itself a little bit, and then says, Master Capule would like to see you at the Bow's End immediately. And then it kind of puffs out of existence.
Cap, does that ring a bell? What does that mean?
Oh, Capule is Tilana's last name.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wonder what it's about. Guys, do you guys want to get a snack? Who's around the dorm?
Everybody's probably at the dorm in various states of studying or preparing to go out for the night or whatever.
Guys! Talana has an update, and the only reason she would ever talk to me is if she has news about the news. Do you guys want to go get a snack?
News about the news.
Yeah. Oh, she and I are working on, you know, the column.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want some company, I'll go.
Yeah, I think that we could, if we all put our heads together, yeah, we might come up with good ideas.
Sure.
If you're not busy and all.
All right. So folks can head to the Bow's End Tavern. Even if it is a weeknight, it is, of course, very busy at the tavern. Folks are... come on, do the thing. Nice. Yeah, folks are blowing off steam after a day of classes, hanging out, having a grand time. Let me bring you guys over to the page.
So many people.
Oh. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you enter the Bow's End, you'll see lots of familiar faces. By the door, of course, is Tulk the Bulk, the bouncer of the Bow's End Tavern. Here, dutifully as always. Plenty of familiar faces around the tavern as well. Javanesh is there behind the counter, taking orders and pouring drinks. You see Kadoris and Rosie by the door, the wave smiling as you filter in. And if you look out over the crowd, Stella, you will see Talana way over on the western edge at a table all by herself.
Oh, there she is. Does she have food at the table yet?
She does not.
She does not? Okay. Gonna rush up to Javanesh and ask him for, like, you know, one of everything, like usual. You know.
Yeah, for sure. He says, hey, Stella, good to see you again. Welcome back to the boat. I mean, you probably come here all the time. But anyway, welcome. Yeah, you wanted some food?
Yeah, one of every food. Can I have every food?
Oh, that's a lot of... Are you sure? That's a lot of food.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends.
Okay. That'll be 20 gold.
Okay. We'll give the gold.
For sure.
I'm expecting a lot of, you know, fried goodness. Things that come out in cute red baskets. Very shareable.
For sure. Yeah, he takes the gold, puts it behind the register, starts like scratching at a piece of parchment, and then just like crumples that up, Takes another one, scratches one of everything, and then runs back to the kitchen with it. It says, "Yeah. What table would you like? I'll find you when it's ready. Pick a big table."
Oh, thanks. We're gonna go over to Talana's table. On her way over, I think she does. Does she notice Mr. Vampire in the corner here?
You would have to go outside to like see those folks through the wall there, but you certainly could.
There's no
Why is
windows or anything.
I guess there are windows. You probably could spy him through a window over there. Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Why is
since
he
they're-
sitting by himself?
Stalking what's her
Oh.
face.
Yeah, he has to write sad poetry, and he does it best when he's alone.
Should I report something to the student council? Like,
You know what? I don't think you should, but what we should do is get a table close by so we can listen, so we can make sure there's nothing to report.
So you want to eavesdrop?
I mean, that's one way of putting it, yes, but not how I am specifically looking at it.
That's kind of just, you could just call it what it is.
And it's investigation or due diligence.
I do want to mention that we Elia and I kind of scared him last time. So you want to be kind of gentle if you're.
I'm not scared. He just
He-
doesn't like questions. Don't ask him questions.
He turned into a bat and flew out of a party.
What's the name of the girl that he's crushing on? Is it this pink girl right here?
It is Natalia.
Her name's Natalia.
Because we're probably like over by a window. There's like a window over there.
Maybe. There's windows all over the place. Don't worry about it. Everywhere. Talana this entire time is looking over at Stella, kind of confused.
Yeah. Oh, I have a meeting. Oh shoot. Okay. Ooh. I can't leave her, but I guess I'll find you guys later if you're gonna be you know, watching him.
Do you want one of us to come with you?
I would love that. Unless he's more interesting, you know, that's okay. You can.
Well, why
grab-
don't we, like, Vega and I can keep an eye on Creepy Vamp Boy, and Elia can, you know, back you up, and Sammy, whichever appeals to you more, I guess.
Oh, hi. By the way, I'm Helianthus. I don't think we've actually met. Are you the temple person that sent them a bunch of money?
yeah, that was me. Sorry that took so long. It's actually really hard to write notes while you're in detention bog. It's so humid, the pen keeps slipping out of your hands.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It's really bad, especially the super detention bog. That's like the deepest hole in there. They kind of have to throw you.
Super detention.
Wow, I don't think I'm ever gonna get detention, and I really hope I don't end up there.
Well, I mean, if you go there, you do. I mean, okay, so it's not like a. If you go around Arcadios on unsanctioned missions, you get to go. You go onto the detention bog.
Well, why would I go on unsanctioned missions and break the rule? I'm
For knowledge, to unearth knowledge. Destruction is inevitable.
But
And
what if
also
you got
because we
kicked out
got-
of school?
We also
I
got, like, a
didn't.
whole lot of money, so.
Like a lot of money.
But you could have been kicked out of school.
If you have
So?
enough money, you don't need school.
I
School?
don't think that's true.
No.
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school.
Well, I'm gonna go with Stella to her meeting. Have fun. Not at all stalking somebody. Nope.
I mean, that's not what's happening, so that is not what we will be doing, and we won't be having fun doing it.
Yeah,
So
we're
thank you.
supervising the stalking. We're not doing the stalking. We're just observing the stalking happening.
Why are you just kind of acquaintances with the stalker?
Well, because we've noticed him kind of, you know, stalking this girl, and
He writes really bad poetry. It's kind of
It's-
endearing.
it's real bad. I don't know if endearing is the word I would use. It's real bad.
I mean, he's trying really hard. That's kind
That
of
is true.
sweet.
that is
Like, if
true.
someone wrote me a poem, like, I think that would be really sweet. I mean, if it was bad, I would probably tell them, but, like, it would be the thought that counts.
He is trying really hard. It almost makes it worse how hard he's trying.
I think it's sweet. Maybe. Yeah.
I remember why I didn't interact with people much during the second year.
Because they were writing you bad poetry.
No, just because this kind of weird stuff happens. Running
Stella is
from
gonna-
a boulder in a temple is way easier than this.
You know, there is a certain beautiful simplicity in just fighting skeleton after skeleton after skeleton. I do miss that sometimes.
So let's have folks go ahead and move their tokens to wherever they want to be in the Bow's End Tavern. There's plenty of places you could be, lots of things to take in, lots of people to talk to, and anybody you recognize will totally, wave and nod as you pass by.
Is my bestie here? Can I just yell at him across the room?
Which one? Sorry.
Is my bestie here?
Oh,
I
Xanther
think
is
so.
not here. He must be busy.
Fuck. That's okay. He would probably be really disruptive right now. He'd give our cover away.
Oh.
I'll just kind of like wave over at Vega from this table that I've snagged near what's his face.
Oh, and then Vega will motion at Samia and then move closer to the eavesdropping table.
She will slowly join.
All right, so we'll go ahead and say this is a window over here. So you have a decent like line of sight on Draiths, this guy out here, who you recognize from a past encounter. While you are, we'll go ahead and go over to Talana while you guys are doing that eavesdropping thing. We'll get to that in just a second. Talana says, "Oh, Stella, it's a pleasure to see you again. I've been looking forward to this, starting our advice column for real and earnest."
Oh, we got a real one? We got a live one this time?
Oh, not just one. We have two, and they're good.
Oh, I don't think I'm ready. We have two. Oh, okay.
Just
Well-
breathe. Just breathe. There's all the time in the world.
No, it'll be okay when the nachos come. Okay. I hope you're hungry. I overordered. But yeah. Yeah,
Um,
tell us. Elia's here to help too.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you, Elia. I believe I've seen you around. You were on the field at the game last year.
Yes. I'm also, like, the reigning Mesomorph champion. You might have heard about that, too.
I have heard of that. Congratulations. I've always wanted to compete, but never found the time. In any case, and she'll pull out a pair of folded paper cranes, and she will unfold the first one and hand it over to you. Oh, here's Talana, in case we were wondering what she looks like. Talana Capule is a year older than you folks. Yeah, a Quandrix mage to be sure. At this point, she probably knows a whole bunch of crazy magic that you can't even fathom, but that's okay. She's here to help you with
does
your...
she know? Does she know Sammy? They must have been in the same year at one point.
They were in the same year / are in the same year. It's a little bit fuzzy as far as Sammy's is concerned, but they never really had classes together. In any case, there it is. All right. So here is the first paper crane.
Oh, so lovely. Ooh. Oh, let me.
Do you want to read that aloud for us?
I
Stella?
will. I will whisper it to just our table. Dear Stella, there's a fellow on campus who I can't stop thinking about. It doesn't help that he's everywhere, friends with everyone, and impossible to ignore. He's way more popular than I am and has so many things going on for him that I don't think I have a chance. What should I do? Sincerely, mesmerized by fiery eyes. Ooh.
Stella, I think we know who this is about.
I know, me too. Whoa. I mean, who wouldn't love him though, right? Well, if we're gonna wildly make assumptions, do you know what he likes? Do you know what his type is?
Well, he likes nice people.
Oh, yeah. Be
He
super
likes people
nice.
that are nice, and is really into, school spirit.
Into spirit.
I feel like he's probably really into like very energetic people that are very nice and genuine and not sketchy.
Genuine, nice, spirited. Hey, that's like you. Isn't that funny?
I mean, I guess.
See.
This is not me though.
Are you sure? We're just
Oh,
gonna.
I'm very sure.
Stella's just gonna incite that just in case. Did Helianthus write this letter? Ooh, 7.
All right, so while that is going on, folks are analyzing that first love advice submission. We'll go to our eavesdroppers. What do you 3 want to be doing?
Eavesdropping.
Right on. That could be a perception check. perhaps?
Is he okay, a question actually. Is he like speaking out loud as he's writing? Is he writing? What is he doing?
So he has what looks to be a textbook in front of him that he's reading from. Though you will see him occasionally take a quill and write in it. And he is not looking at the book so much as he's looking straight ahead of him.
Do you think he's still writing in iambic pentameter, which is just so, it's what everyone does. Do you think he's branched out at all into something more interesting?
No. Trying to think if there's any way to get a better look.
Sammy wants to see what's going on with the group that the dude is spying on, because she wants to know what's so interesting about all of this.
Oh, it's eyebrow dude.
Yeah.
Has
Forgot
a
his
name.
name. Starts with a B, I think. That's all I remember.
You're right. You are most of the way there, really. Okay, so if you want to be listening to anyone or watching anybody, a perception check is probably the right check to make. And we can kind of go through you guys and figure out what you're eavesdropping on and what you figure out.
That's a 16 for me.
All right, so what is Siri trying to spy on?
I'm trying to see what the book is and what type of thing he's writing in it. Like, I probably can't see what he's writing, but does it look like it's in verse? Is he like doodling? Like, what can I see about what he's writing?
I guess you might be able to spy like a header on the textbook. The header says curses of flesh rotting and mind degeneration. It's probably not so easy to figure out what he's writing exactly. What was your result one more time?
16.
Nice, yeah. You can't quite figure out what he's writing, although he's definitely doing it angrily.
Curses of rot? What is it? Flesh rotting?
Flesh rotting and mind degeneration, yes.
I mean, I'm kind of interested professionally now, but...
Let's go to Vega. What was Vega's result / target?
So Vega's target is she's specifically interested in when he stares off into the middle distance. Where is he staring? And gets an 18.
Okay. He's definitely staring at this table here. With an 18, you might even be able to figure out that he's not staring at Natalia. He's staring at Bertram.
Not eyebrow, dude.
Eyebrow dude.
Does eyebrow dude have like an arm around her or anything?
No, they're all sitting at the table. They're clearly engrossed in a conversation. That would be another check, which we'll have time for in a moment. But they seem to be just having an active conversation.
So his name is what?
Bertram.
Bertram.
Yeah. And what was Sammy eavesdropping on? If anything.
She wanted to look at the group of the three, the people talking together.
Mhm.
See if there would be any reason for, not for him to be so mad or anything, just something that someone who would be interested in one of these people be upset about.
Okay.
And that was a 15.
Trying to figure out what about them someone could be upset about.
Like, what's so grabbing about them aside from this girl that this guy's interested in?
Sure.
That Sammy can't tell that he's not looking at.
You probably have had a few classes with these folks over the course of your, I guess, two and some odd years here. So you may be vaguely aware of Bertram and Natalia and this fellow whose name is Yoke. You remember from one of your first courses, this fellow over here distinguished himself as an expert mage, and not just like a academic. He was a kind of how like Vega demonstrates herself as a fighter in a school full of students. He like obliterated an upperclassman in a duel on his like second day at school.
Literally or metaphorically?
Metaphorically, though it was a resounding defeat for the upperclassmen, and that part's literal.
Okay.
Which upperclassman was defeated?
It wasn't Egan. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, that was the question.
So are these upperclassmen?
They are the same year as you originally, so they're third years now.
Okay. Are any of the three of them in my college?
You are Lorehold, so yes, actually, I believe Yoke and Natalia are both Lorehold. And Bertram is Prismari.
Okay.
You wanna go talk to him? We can talk to him.
I actually, if y'all want to talk to them, I think I might be able to try to distract Drake. What's his name?
It's Drates.
Drates.
Oh, I mean, you know what? Sure. Because Vega has no idea what Siri is implying, but she is curious.
While you guys are formulating that plan, and we'll get right back to it, let's go back to our love advice columnists. So you've had some time to think about that first advice submission. Do you have an idea for what sort of advice you might give? You don't have to, just if you had one and you wanted to share it.
But since the person they like is really into a lot of stuff, like the writer can just join a bunch of the same like clubs and stuff, and then they will have more like chance encounters.
The cheer squad's always accepting new members.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
All right, nice. You gonna like explicitly in the column write that they should try joining the cheer squad for more chance encounters?
Oh well. To suggest that they join similar activities so that they can build rapport and stuff.
Very strategically worded. That I think will go over very well.
Yeah, because we can't let them know that we know they'll you know.
Aptly put.
I really want to know who it is, though.
Is that unethical? Because the column is supposed to be anonymous, but it's anonymous to when we publish it. Like, is it anonymous when we get the letter? She's gonna just look at wait, I know her name. I wrote it down.
It's Talana.
Talana. with like big owl eyes. Like, what are the ethics around this?
Oh.
Since you're the senior.
We don't share the name or identity of anybody who submits an anonymous request for advice to us. That would be reprehensible. A
No,
betrayal.
you will never publish it. Never publish it. But do we get to know?
I do.
And then just gonna wrap a wing around her. But do we get to know?
No.
Okay.
If I left, would that help? Because like I can just go.
No, I consider it a matter of professional integrity not to share it beyond myself.
Well, that's why you're the senior. You're so cool.
Are you ready for the second request?
Yeah. Did you think we did okay on the first one? Should we be more specific? Like specifically join a cheer squad?
She smiles and says, finding more opportunities for chance encounters is a very sound strategy. I would expect that to have a very high chance of success.
Oh, cool.
Although, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure if this person has a good chance to begin with. The person they seem to be pursuing is, well, by their own admission, a reach.
That doesn't mean anything though. Like, I mean, it could be fine.
I just mean that statistically speaking, you see higher chances of successful pairings between folks who have similar interests before they find each other. But in any case, it's good advice, and they should certainly act on it.
So maybe they need to be more bold. Like, just meeting them a bunch of times isn't bold enough.
Also sound advice. Self-improvement can lead to many opportunities. But it's your column to write. I'm just helping.
Okay.
And she will then unfold the second crane and show that one to you.
Oh wow, they folded this one exactly the same as the previous. Cool. It says, "Dear Stella, I think you know this person, and I'm really hoping that you can help me because I don't know what to do. I've never had any time to try dating, so I'm way out of my depth. But there's this woman I really like to get to know better. She's strong, fearless, and it seems like she's been through more than any other second-year students. The knowledge she could gut me with a flick of her wrist if I made the wrong move has me hesitant to try anything, even though I've read all the books in the bibliotheque on this subject. How do I get to know her better without ending up bruised or worse? Rejected. Sincerely, incalculably confused, scared, and entranced." Ooh. Gonna try really hard not to look at the other table.
Oh, we are not. We are pointedly not
No,
making
not-
eye contact.
Glued to the wall, eyes to the opposite wall.
Wait till this one gets published. Vega's gonna freak out.
No, no, Damn. Elliot, do you have any thoughts? I'm a little scattered.
I mean,
brained
so like
right now.
Vega really respects people.
Stop saying my name so much. Shh.
the gut flicking person really respects people who are confident in themselves
Mm-hmm.
and are strong. She seems to like strong people. You know, with the fighting and stuff. And
I've never seen her more alive than when she is talking about undead. So maybe if this person got really into the undead, you know, they would be intriguing and have that commonality.
summon a zombie for her or something.
I never seen her with a zombie, but I bet she would like it. Probably. Right?
Or maybe this person should just like learn how to fight and then challenge her to a duel.
Oh, and
As,
if they
like-
win, then they get to hear a confession or something.
Or like they go on a date.
Oh,
Like challenge her, and then if they win, she has to go on a date with them.
oh yeah.
I bet she'd be really impressed by that, even
I-
if they like sucked, maybe, because
She
like
loves
that's a
a
bold
challenge.
move.
She loves a challenge, man. Oh, but you know, this last line how do I get to know everyone without ending up bruised? Like, that's a no. You have to get bruised if you're gonna, you know.
She's like always talking about people not having enough scars.
Yeah. Oh,
She,
get
like-
scars.
She literally said the other day that people should have scars more. Didn't she say that? I feel
Yes,
like
yes,
I wrote
yes.
that down somewhere.
You're absolutely right. So we gotta let them know that they can shoot their shot, but they absolutely have to be fearless in regards to getting mortally wounded.
They need to be fierce and fearless.
Fierce. Yeah, I love your challenge idea. That's gonna be so badass.
I can't wait to see who challenges the gut flicking person to a duel.
I kind of have a guess, but no. Just
I mean, I thought I had a guess, but like that person doesn't seem like they don't know this person already. So I don't know. It could be
oh
anybody.
no, you're right. Anyone who knows her even a little bit should know this already.
We're like not gonna tell her about this, right?
It would be a breach of, professionalism. I'm gonna
Yeah.
glance over at Talana.
Oh, yes, that would certainly be a betrayal.
She has to wait until it's published in the newspaper.
You mean she has to wait till when she gets the challenge? You can't
Well,
say.
you have to like publish the advice in the newspaper. Does she read the newspaper?
I don't know.
Probably. I feel like she'd want to at least like make sure her brother's like not doing weird stuff or something. I don't know.
You really mean it? You think people read the newspaper? That makes me so happy.
I mean, I read the newspaper. How else were you gonna know like what to cheer about for the cheer squad?
Oh, I'm gonna give her a big hug.
Well, it seems like we've got a good handle on this one then.
Yeah.
We'll go over to the eavesdroppers now for part 2 of their plan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take out a small bottle from my bag that has one of those like where it's got the little squishy ball on the end.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like an old school perfume kind of thing. And inside it there's just like a whole bunch of just like moss and various herby looking things floating around in it. And I'm gonna kind of like spritz a little bit and apply my perfume of bewitching. And I'm going to head over to Drates. Is that Drates? Yes?
Draths. It's a weird name.
Drates. Okay. I'm gonna head over towards him and all charisma checks. Okay, cool. I'm gonna head over towards him and just go, oh, there it is. I've been trying to get that book out of the library for weeks and they kept saying someone else had it. Of course it's you. Can I borrow that? And just stand between him and like the view of the other table.
He glares at you with annoyance. The dark circles under his eyes just making the burning annoyance in his eyes just that much more obvious. He says, maybe when I'm done and return it, could you please... You're in my way.
Oh my gosh, are you taking notes in a library? I need that for class. Are you actually doing an assignment? And I'm gonna lean over and look at whatever he's looking at.
All right, give me like a... I don't know. It could be initiative. It could be sleight of hand. There's any number of ways to see who can like... Whether you can see it before he's able to pull it back. But we'll just do like contested dexterity maybe. Maybe that's the quickest way.
Okay. That's a 18.
Okay, he did get a 20. But we'll say you get a really quick glance before he's able to pull it away, because you both are pretty quick. So he's got a piece of parchment, like, in the book that he's writing on, opposite the page he's reading. So he's taking notes, clearly. He is, like, the vaguest little part you see is, like, notes on how to modify these curses for a specific individual to make them more potent. Before he's able to hide the book and say, I'm not done with it yet. It's not ready. Go away.
Are you designing your own spell? Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
Maybe I am. So what? It's none of your business. I don't know you. Why are you here?
Wait, no, that's like really impressive. Can I see what you're working on?
What is this? What's going on?
Nothing. I just, like I need that book for class, and clearly you have like similar interests, and if you're doing like ground baking spell work, like that's super interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could certainly make a persuasion check, presumably with your perfume effect going on.
Yeah. With advantage, because I'm bewitching. Oh, wait, is he challenge rating 1 or lower?
Oh.
Damn it!
This is Strixhaven. Everybody is challenge rating 1 or higher.
Yeah, okay, fine.
You're still very bewitching, though.
The little hair twirl, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. 19?
He kind of glances down at the book and back at you and says, "You know about curses?"
Oh, between curses and poisons, that's like 90% of what I do. Have you not heard? I feel like everyone's always talking about how weird I am.
I don't pay attention to people.
That's probably for the best.
Especially not those lesser than me. You are, what, a second year?
Yeah. I'm a second year.
Well, if you know about curses, I have a couple of questions. Not that I expect you to know anything, but tell you what, I will lend you this book early before I'm quite done with it if you help me out a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Anything I can do. I mean, I'm just a second year.
Indeed, quite. Like I said, I'm not expecting very much. But in any case, you may have a seat, I guess.
And I'll do a quick, as I'm turning to sit down, I'll do a look behind me and see what's going on at the other table, and then I'll have a seat.
You will notice this dark-haired fellow Yoke watching you and Draiths having this interesting interaction. The other two are still continuing their conversation. But yeah, Draiths says, so, if you happen to know anything about curses, specifically the ones that there is a part of the mind that executes free will, you could say, and obviously robbing anyone of free will is very bad, very bad. We don't want to do that or do anything like that. But
yeah, of course not.
I would like to temporarily learn academically how to impair this free will, just to make it a little bit less strong, just so we can study the effects and perhaps find magic that bolsters the free will. Yes. Do you know anything about magics like this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most of what I do revolves more around the poison and illness, but I feel like the concepts are kind of similar. I guess it depends a little bit on the context. What academically for this experiment, what would you be trying to get this person to do?
Just maybe internalize a suggestion, very minor, to like or dislike something more or less than they normally do. So maybe they would leave someone in particular alone. I mean, or something else perhaps, but something very minor and simple. No large changes. You mentioned poisons. I am not very familiar with poisons. Is there a poison you think that would help with this sort of endeavor?
Oh, I'd have to do some research. Do I know, or would I know, of a poison that, or a substance that would do the mechanical equivalent of giving someone advantage on a wisdom save? Something that would bolster your your mental capabilities?
Sure. There are all kinds of herbs in the Sedgemoor that make one have more control over their faculties.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, this is more my area of expertise, but I'm obviously still learning. But I've heard that insert herb here can make you more susceptible to other kinds of mental effects. So like if hypothetically you were to give the target something like that before you tried whatever this ends up being, like that might help.
Yeah, give me a deception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. Oh, my deception is not good. I mean, the roll's good, so it's still a 17, but I have a +0 in deception. That seems wrong.
How is Helianthus more deceptive than you?
I don't know.
Oh.
That seems like an oversight on my part somewhere.
Well, it certainly does work. He kind of looks at you, scrutinizing your face, and then says, "You know, maybe I will try this, just in an experiment, to see what happens. You've been most helpful. Here, I'm done with it anyway." And he hands you the book. He'll slide over a platinum coin as well and say, "For your troubles, and perhaps to keep this little study session just to ourselves."
I don't need your money, but thanks for the book, and I'll just get up and walk off.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
Perception 13.
Okay. As you like get up to walk away, like there's like a thing where you like realize you saw something you didn't see before. The coin was not like Strixhaven minted.
Do I recognize where it was minted?
You don't. It had like a face on it.
Does it look similar to anything we've seen Fergal carrying?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't get like a snapshot of the picture. You just like kind of notice as you were
Yeah.
turning away that it was not a Strixhaven platinum.
Okay. I'm gonna bring my book back and put it in my bag to look at later because I did legitimately want the book. And then I'm just gonna to Vega and Sammy say, "Hey, okay, so Vampire Boy is trying to do some kind of mind magic on someone over there. I think I probably like threw him off the track a little bit, but like one of y'all may want to go warn them. It might look a little weird if I do it now. Just saying."
Isn't mind magic like illegal or frowned upon here?
I mean, illegal what is illegal magic, like, in general? But, like, you know, messing with someone's free will because you want to date their friend just doesn't feel right to me. And if it doesn't feel right to me, that's probably saying something.
You know, I think maybe we could tell Stella and have her put this in the love column.
That's a great idea. We should still at some point probably warn them,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
but, like, also it'd be really funny.
I was thinking of it more as a warning. I don't know if it's necessarily funny, but all right.
I mean, it'd be embarrassing for him. That's kind of funny.
Oh, that would be funny. You're right.
But, like, I think I don't want to, like, leave it up to whether or not they read the love column for them to, like, know that someone's trying to mess with their brains, necessarily.
I mean, I needed help for the exam anyways. I guess I'll go talk to him. You wanna come with, Vega?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, so you can't.
I'll save the table.
All right. So,
And I'll open the book and start reading about curses that I have no business knowing about yet.
This is advanced stuff.
Yep.
so Sammy will sidle over to the group of Natalia, Bertram, and Guy, and she'll say,
Hey, Bertram, Natalia, remember me? If you don't, that's probably okay because I was barely in class last year.
Oh no,
So-
yeah, we saw you. Oh, what? It must have been a year and a half ago. Welcome back. Was it Sarah? It's Sally.
Sammy.
Oh, Sammy.
Sammy.
Yes. Sorry, my memory for names and
No.
faces.
It's totally fine. I have a lot of trouble understanding the professor's rubric for historical figures in magic, and I wanted to know what kind of things they were looking for, and also I think the guy behind me is trying to modify your free will.
So the guy talking is Bertram. The other two are quiet. Yoke, the dark-haired fellow, will kind of just frown at that. Vitali's eyes go wide. Bertram kind of laughs. He says, "Oh, you mean Draiths? Oh, he's been trying to do that since we started here. Don't worry about it. He's harmless." He's saying this loud enough for Draiths to hear him, and if you look over, Draiths is fuming.
Sammy, covers her mouth with her prosthetic hand, and she says,
I mean, alright. I mean, I guess study advice would still be appreciated, though.
No, yes, of course. You're welcome to join us anytime. We study here 2 evenings a week. Usually it's tonight and 3 nights from now. So, anytime, you're welcome.
And okay, I'm sorry. I need to know more about that other guy. I clearly didn't spend a lot of time with people here. You sure you don't want to bring that up with like the Senate or something?
Oh no, yes, he comes from a very dark place. Don't worry, we've known each other for years now. He's a good friend. Maybe a little bit rough around the edges, maybe a few idiosyncrasies, but he's a good guy.
Sammy looks at Yoke. What is his expression?
His expression is just stony, frowny face the whole time.
In insight, how does he feel about that guy? 11.
I mean, it's written on his face. He doesn't like any part of this conversation.
Sammy just kind of stands there, elbows on the table, and she says,
All right, I guess I made my warning clear, and it's clearly very obvious to him. Thank you.
Sorry, I should have been quieter. My bad. I'll go smooth it over with Trace. He won't cause you any trouble, I promise.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Thank you, guys.
and she gives awkward finger guns before she looks at Vega.
Okay, so this turned out differently.
To their face while still at the table.
Right. Vega will actually kind of like lean forward, kind of putting an elbow on the table and kind of lean really close to Draith. He's still there, right?
He is at the other table, yeah. Bertram is walking over there as well, but you can get there first or second, up to you.
Yeah, so Vega will kind of walk over to just like give a bit of a note to him, and she kind of says lowly, but it's loud enough for everyone at the table to hear. You can try to brute force your way through something, but that's very rarely the right course of action. What you're doing is a bad idea, and it will have impacts on other people that are bad. You might think you're getting what you want, but you're not, and it's not worth it.
And you're saying this to Draiths, who is over at the table by himself, barring Bertram.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Oh,
You're fine. He just kind of glowers at you and will say, "You should mind your own business, second year. This does not concern you. I've done nothing wrong."
I mean, I think we're the most... I don't typically play this card, but I think we are perhaps the most well-known students on campus. So perhaps that says something about you, and less about me. Perhaps I know what I'm saying in this.
He scowls and says, "You overestimate your reputation. This place is large, and there are far bigger figures here than you. Your brother, for example. He is very impressive. I respect him greatly. The strength to take what he wants, and the interpersonal skills to not get on anybody's bad side."
Vega bristles at that, kind of a sharp exhale at anyone saying anything nice about Egan. She nods politely, even though it's clear that's kind of made her puff up a bit. we came from the same place. So I will accept a compliment of him as one that. Oh, thank you. Just think about what you're doing. Have a good night.
Kind of makes a dismissive gesture at you and looks away. Seething. At about that point, Bertram will walk up behind you and say, "Oh, you done talking to him? Is it my turn?"
Please.
So as you walk away, you hear Bertram say, Drace, buddy, friend, you gotta stop telling people about this stuff. They don't understand. And the conversation is relatively loud on Bertram's side. Bertram kind of telling him he's gotta let this go. It's gonna start getting weird. Drace doesn't say anything. It's audible. Anyway, so we've learned something about some of the other students here. Certainly, we've also analyzed a couple of advice columns. This is probably a great time to take our mid-session break. So yeah, we will head to break. We'll be back. Let's aim for 8:30, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. So stick around for the exciting second half of tonight's episode of Curriculum of Wonder. Talk to y'all again soon. All right, we are back with more Curriculum of Wonder. This will be the second half of tonight's episode. In the first half, we got up some interesting second-year coursework with some Witherbloom reanimation business, and also some exciting love advice submissions in the Bows End Tavern, as well as some surveillance, we'll say, of some ne'er-do-wells in the tavern. But we are moving on to bigger and nicer things. So let's bring up what is next. Yes. So. Oh yeah. Let me just play that back for you real quick. So right. We'll go ahead another week or so because I had plenty of time to kind of get in the swing of your classes. This will be your perhaps third course meeting of linguistics in spellcasting. A course that promises to teach you about language and its relation to the arcane. Who all was in linguistics and spellcasting?
Me.
All right.
And Vega.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody want to sit in on this class? Maybe you have a free period.
Sure. I'll just sit in the back of the classroom and doodle.
So will Sammy. She's probably not allowed to go off campus anymore.
That is true, actually. But yeah,
I am
anyway.
curled up in the dorm room with my purloined library book.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, not good stuff, bad stuff, very bad stuff, but like the best bad stuff.
Don't have to turn it in if someone else is getting fined for it.
Ooh.
Ooh!
You are not good at making friends.
Library fraud.
Are we
Sad twist.
surprised at this point?
Oh,
Inversely, Siri is very good at making specific friends.
That is true.
so
I've reached my quota of friends. I don't need more.
this course is in the Silver Quill College. Let me pull up our handout for Silver Quill. Well, that would be too much to ask for. The point is, Silver Quill College, you all remember it. It's this grand space of polished marble, both black and white, with all sorts of gold and silver filigree. Very, very beautiful place. Just walking there, you get this sense of serenity and inspiration. This course takes place in one of the grander buildings and is taught by Brina, the demagogue. Someone you might remember as being one of the suspects for being a founding dragon in disguise. Though Mina has since rescinded that accusation, we could say. And admitted to making it up. But Brina is an owlet. She is impressive. She has a very, very imposing presence. Just when she enters the room, everybody kind of instinctively goes quiet and listens. Let me bring up her picture. But her words are as song in your ears. When she starts lecturing, you can not turn away. You can't even get distracted. It's just too entertaining. Roll 20, please.
Oh, the art is so good.
It really is. Right. Welcome to Linguistics and Spellcasting. As you all know, magic and language are intertwined. The incantation of a spell serves to focus the caster's will and catalyze their connection to the source of magical power. Thus, it follows that incantations can be made in any language, so long as the meaning is clear in the caster's mind. Of course, most mages learn incantations as abstract phrases. I'm sure you've been told they are dead languages or language of the arcane. In fact, they are simply made up. This specifically allows a given word, or syllable string, to mean exactly what the spell does to the caster, thereby allowing that incantation to be the perfect phrase for that expression of the caster's will. Does anybody have any questions about incantations and their function?
So,
Yes.
100% of the time, I have spent learning ancient crypt script has been bullshit.
I wouldn't say that.
But you would, right? Because as far if I'm understanding what you just said correctly, that's true because I could have just been saying it like this the whole time and I didn't. It was a waste of time.
No, it was not a waste of time. Because you gained understanding, did you not? You gained abilities, did you not? Your magic manifested, did it not?
But I didn't have to do that.
Oh, but you did. Anything else you could have learned for the same function would have been just as difficult, perhaps more so. And at least learning all of that in, as you say, crypt script, gave you a heuristic for linking all of your knowledge together. What I'm telling you now is that we can relearn incantations and make up our own, so long as the meaning is clear and distinct to us. If that makes sense to everybody, we do have a class exercise to go through to demonstrate this concept. If you will please take out your quills and parchment, please note down the following spells. And she'll rattle off a list of spells. I will simply put it in chat so you don't have to actually write it down.
I was about to write them all down.
I love that. But you don't have to. They are Toll the Dead, Thunderwave, Fireball, Fly, Haste, Counterspell, Circle of Death, Raise Dead, and Phantasmal Killer. As she jots those all down on a whiteboard, presumably, she tells you all, now I would like us all to understanding that incantations for a spell simply must carry the meaning of that spell for us, and can therefore be any combination of syllables. I would like each of you to come up with your own names for these spells based on your understanding of what they do and how they function. A personal incantation, we could call it. Who would like to go first?
So we just have to come up with a phrase that means something similar to what it does?
Well, the phrase should convey your understanding of the function of the spell in whatever way that you understand it best.
Vega's face pinches together so tightly that it looks like it should hurt. And we see her writing in a very like didactic and sharp script, likely the crypt script that she was talking about earlier. And she just very succinctly and quickly writes the names of those spells as they would be in crypt script and just looks really displeased about it. I mean, Thunder Wave is just Death Pulse, and Fly is Bone Soul, and they all kind of are just like that.
Oh, I see. Well, as long as the meaning is distinct for you, bone sore, you say. You associate flying with bones.
Yes, I mean, we've all got them.
Of course, yes. I suppose if you are from a place where bones often fly, or you, perhaps they make winged contraptions out of bones.
It's just one way of looking at putting the body in motion, I suppose.
Fascinating. Most fascinating. Does anybody else have their own personal incantations for these spells?
I mean, haste is like having the zoomies and then you take a nap.
Yes, very true. In the manner of some pets that exhibit great bursts of speed and then a sudden stillness, haste functions very similarly. Yes, you could call it, what was the word you used?
The zoomies.
Yes, you could call it that. Mm-hmm.
Well, my mom always called counter spells "not today" and then waggles her finger.
And is that what it means to you? If you were to stop someone else's magic mid-cast, not today would be the most core, simple, consistent meaning for that to you then?
Yeah, it's just like, nope.
Fascinating. Language is something different for each individual.
Is that like a nice way of saying that these aren't quite what you were expecting? Because I'm kind of getting that feeling, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, my dear, there's no wrong answers in this course. If it means to you what you say it means, then it is the right answer. And you should absolutely use whatever makes sense to you. They are certainly unusual answers, but they're not wrong. What about you, my friend? With the blonde, ragged hair there?
Sammy pauses, looking at her notes, and she says,
I mean, mostly in the moment whenever I cast these spells, it's usually just me screaming. But I have names for them in my head. But I don't know if that's what you want, and I'm not entirely sure what you want.
If screaming carries meaning to you for these spells, share with us your screams. Belt it out. Let us hear your meaning.
Oh, jeez.
and she like she says,
Okay, so toll the dead to me. It's more like a get back here, and it's just like a nah. But how do I write that down? What's the collection of vowels that I need to use in which order?
I think it's like an E and several N's, and then like a GH, GH, GH.
You
To
know,
get that little wobble there in your voice at the end.
you know,
Okay.
Crypt script actually has like 10 different markings for different scream sounds.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't think it was worth learning, but sure.
Well, what about raised dead? Does anybody have an idea for what a word or phrase that means raised dead to them could sound like?
Never done that before.
Oh, it's a powerful spell used to bring someone who has been dead for some time back to life.
So it's like playing a reverse card.
I'm not familiar.
Well, you know, we like have this game back home that we play, and sometimes if you want to send the cards like back around the other way, you play a jack, and then the person that just went has to go again. So it's kind of like you're playing a reverse card on death.
Oh, I see. So the person who went before you played the jack and brought them back to life, they were dead. Or the equivalent in this game.
Yeah, and then they're not dead.
Well, that is a fascinating way to look at it. But if it works for you, I think that's a wonderful way to view these things.
You're like reversing death.
Very true. Yes, exactly. Quite right. Now, of course, most technically, you are reaching out and calling the soul back to its body with an infusion of magical energy. But reversing is certainly a strong way to phrase that as well.
Well, you didn't mention that when you explained the spell the first time.
Very true, and I apologize. I am being rather confusing. Your answer of reverse is fantastic. Truly, top marks.
I think I'm getting a good grade in this class.
Sammy raises her hand. She says,
I mean, when I remembered it, I was told death comes for people, but it is not for you today.
Yes?
I can't say I've done it, but I've heard it.
And you would simply utter that whole phrase as a way to incant raise dead.
It's about the sentiment of the thing, you know, somebody just died. It felt very comforting, I assume.
Perhaps, yes, comforting. These words that carry meanings, the more emotions you feel with them, the more crystallized their purpose is to you. If you can tie them to experiences or notions, the more powerful your incantations will be, and the more direct your connection to the magic will become. What about Phantasmal Killer? It's a spell that summons a creature's worst fear, or at least a terrible one, and causes them to take very real mental damage as a result of that illusions, perceived interactions with their body.
It's kind of like when you think you see a spider and then it disappears, you don't know where it is anymore, but you know it's somewhere in the room. Because then you can't see it, like it's not really there, but it is there, and it just scares you a lot.
Yes.
But I don't think that's like really quite the same level of terror.
Yes, terror that can kill is hard to describe, perhaps. Well, I hope this has been enlightening and eye-opening for all of you. We'll be going into more on how language can affect spellcasting over the course of the year, and I hope by the end you'll be able to create some incantations for yourselves that will give you more direct connections to those spells than the rote incantations would. But for now, thank you, and I look forward to you all coming back again soon.
Do you have office hours?
I certainly do.
Okay.
And everybody who participated can take a student die in History or Arcana, as you have learned more about language's connection to meaning and to casting magical spells. A few days thereafter, perhaps a Friday or the equivalent, the end of a week, when you're all looking forward to the weekend after a long week of coursework, will be about maybe 2/3 of the way through the quarter at this point. So it's a couple, like 3 or 4 weeks now before the final exam for the first quarter. Vega, you get a message. It's from Egan. He asks you to meet with him at night in the dueling courtyard and to bring your friends. He says it is of grave importance that transcends your petty squabbles.
Vega sits with the letter for a bit and will kind of tap it with her hand and think that maybe she's done something wrong, that he thinks she wouldn't come if he asked, because if he asked her something, she'd do it. But that's certainly not something she's going to share with him now. Instead, Vega will round up the gang and kind of give them the details for when we need to show up to see Egan. Meanwhile, she'll actually compose a short letter and kind of keep that on her person for the meeting.
Okay. I guess the noted time and date was actually this evening, like a little bit later probably, the equivalent of maybe 10 or even 11 p.m. Is everybody on board going to meet Egan at night in the dueling courtyard?
Just what is the plan here? Like, should we just follow your lead? Like, what do you want us to do?
I mean, honestly, I kind of wish he was the sort of degenerate who has meetings at midnight for some kind of nefarious deeds, but instead, he is exceptionally boring. And so I can't imagine this is anything particularly interesting. That said, it is important enough that he feels the need to reach out to me. So I don't know.
It did seem like his handwriting, right? Like, this isn't someone trying to like lure you into a trap if it's not something that he would normally do.
This, I'd considered that, but this is him.
I mean, you said he's boring, but like I've never been summoned anywhere at midnight before, so like that seems kind of cool.
Well, so here's
that
the
seems
problem.
kind of exciting.
It's,
I agree. I agree with Helianthus. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Right. I mean, I will point out he's summoning us at 10 p.m. because he doesn't have the stomach for midnight, but you are right. This is past his normal bedtime, I imagine.
Are you super sure it's from him? And you're not getting another random duel invitation at midnight?
Honestly, I would be more eager to respond to a random duel invitation at midnight, if I'm being perfectly honest. But
strange.
Really interesting. Really interesting to know.
This is good too. We'll totally help if we can.
Is it like public knowledge that you like dueling random strangers?
I mean, I hope so. How else am I going to get invitations for midnight?
With all
Well-
due respect, Vega, I'd get that feeling just from looking at you.
Thank you.
Well, I might as well go see what he needs.
Right. Honestly, pack like we're going to another temple off campus.
I didn't go to a temple off campus. What do I need to bring?
Like literally anything you have that's useful.
Like my talking plant?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yes?
Well, what happens if your talking plant gets like hit by something?
I mean, it's a plant.
Will you be sad if it's destroyed?
Yeah, probably.
I'll just leave it.
Then maybe leave it home.
Okay. Well, I've got a ball of fluffy animals. We can take that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. All right, so you guys can grab all your stuff, and you're gonna go meet Egan tonight in the dueling courtyard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the dueling courtyard.
Why do I have a finger bone?
Good question.
Anyone in chat remember why I have a finger bone?
Check my notes.
Is it like some kind of super aesthetic quill?
Did you take it from that
Just-
Auric skeleton guy?
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
Ah.
Thank you.
Oh, well, then I wouldn't have known because I wasn't there for that one. I was literally just about to control a finger bone in my notes.
Right. So you arrive in the dueling courtyard, and Egan is already there, pacing back and forth. Here's his face in full screen detail. As you approach, he sees you coming. Says, yes, Vega. Of course you answered my summons. I knew you would, but this is very, very important. I'm so glad you've brought your friends. This is an issue not beyond me, but not one I can deal easily with by myself. So I appreciate you coming. How have you been, by the way?
Fine. I don't know if I mean, it's been, you know what happened at the cathedral over summer break, but now is not really the time for this. What are we here for?
Yes. Well, it is actually about that. You see, if I needed a favor of you, a favor that would require some discretion, perhaps before and after. Well, is there anything that I could put in a good word with the leadership of the cathedral? Perhaps I could voice support for your choice of path. I could say that I would promise to guide and steward you to make sure that you don't to give them confidence. We could say, is that something that you're interested in?
How important is, you know what, if the fact that you are willing to burn some bridges with the council to support me means that whatever you're about to ask is particularly important. So
it is of the utmost importance. Well, I don't mean to oversell it. It's not a matter of life and death exactly, though it is a matter of life and death. I'll just tell you. I have a duel coming up. I have many, many duels, and of course I win all of them because well, you know who I am. But this duel is with the second-ranked duelist on campus, and the last time we dueled, I was the clear winner by a landslide. But I've heard he's been training. But this isn't about that. I have good reason to believe that he plans to cheat, and in a way that I'm told is undetectable. This cannot be allowed to pass. The children of Dawn's Cathedral have owned the dueling titles here for generations past, and I am following in that brilliant tradition. I will not lose my title to underhanded tactics. You understand the importance, yes?
I do appreciate your penchant for following in the footsteps of our most celebrated, the honored ones who came before.
Good. Yes, then that's settled. Then I'm glad we are on the same page. So this fellow, his cheating must be dealt with, must be ended, and he must be forced to either fight fair or withdraw from the duel. I leave it up to you how you accomplish this or what must be done. In fact, the less I know of it, the better. But so long as it is a fair fight or not a fight at all, consider me deeply indebted to you, and I will voice my support for your path or whatever else you demand of me.
You don't have the pull to like get someone reinstated in their proper year, do you?
Well, I would not claim such pull, but I could see about asking questions to the right people.
Who's the duelist?
A fellow named Yoke. He's in my same year. Very, very dark and brooding fellow. Not trustworthy by all reports.
Was this a duel of offense or just a duel of...
A duel of ranking,
Okay.
which is far more important.
Like, this wasn't the I'm gonna slap you in the face with a glove kind of duel. Like, you didn't piss him off or anything.
Well, no, not except insofar as I am better than him, and I'm sure that irks him somewhat fiercely.
You're not fighting over like a person, right?
What?
Just
Why
making
would
sure.
Why would I? You don't know me very well.
I mean, I don't. We've only met like a couple of times. You kind of give off this like I don't talk to younger people attitude. So no, I don't know you really well, which is why I kind of have to ask because some of the people hanging out with this it just seems to be a thing.
Well, I'm sorry that my sister has neglected to inform you of my greatness, but that is not the discussion topic here and now. I am willing to pay you all, because I can't offer you the same favors I can offer Vega, a substantial sum, whatever you require to assist Vega in this endeavor should she need your services.
Like you could like pay my tuition for a year.
Well, Strixhaven is a free institution, but I could certainly pad your pockets, so to speak, yes?
Yeah, that's good. Money is good.
How does 250 gold each sound, just for this one simple task?
That's it?
500 gold, would that be more to your liking?
So this is okay, but us actually finding relics ethically isn't?
What?
I'm
yes.
angry. Not at you.
The
Oh
Dean
my
of Order was
God.
telling me about your little
mean-
problem.
It's fine to be angry at him. It's fun, actually. You know what? I'm sorry. That's not productive for the current conversation. I'm gonna.
Wait, so like, how are we supposed to make sure that this person doesn't cheat without also potentially cheating or breaking the rules?
I, frankly, don't care, and I will pay you whatever it takes to make it happen.
What makes you think that he's gonna cheat?
I have it from a very, very trustworthy source.
Who's
Okay.
the
Who's that?
source?
And
I-
Like, how do they know?
I will not share that, I'm afraid.
did
Is
the
it
source say
Bertram?
how he's planning to cheat?
In a way that is undetectable.
Bertram seems like his friend though. Why would Bertram rat him out?
Bertram blew out and probably didn't realize.
Oh. Oh.
So
Bertram
this
seems-
person just said, hey, by the way, Yokai's going to cheat, but you're not going to know how. And that's all they said?
Well, yes, but in a very serious fashion that I believed.
How do you know it's not like a trick to try and like psych you out so that you won't fight him?
It could very well be a trick, but you stand to make a great deal of money for very little amount of work, and I need the help. Even if it's a ruse, I need to check it out as if it's serious. You understand? I cannot lose my title. It cannot happen.
Hey Vega, would it like affect you negatively if he lost?
There's a long pause, and Vega will look at Egan and then, after a moment, nod.
Okay, well then I
Yes.
guess I care.
Especially not losing to a cheater.
And we're sure this whole thing isn't just because you're worried that you might lose and you want to give yourself like a plausible thing to like blame on it if you do.
Please. I would never lose a fair fight.
Oh, I really want to kick your ass now just because you said that.
Siri, we can't just go around beating people up because they make you annoyed.
I mean, I know, so I'm not gonna do it. I just want to.
Well, I'm glad that it's just a want and not an action, I guess.
I mean, there's avenues for that. You could just challenge him to a duel.
Yeah. How are you with poison?
Like I said before, the less I know, especially about that sort of thing, the better.
No, I mean you personally. Like, have you been poisoned? Did you react well?
I have, of
The allergy.
course, undergone rigorous training in resisting all manner of noxious chemicals. I don't see how that's relevant.
Just curious.
So they can't use poison against you, obviously.
I'm sure they could find something, but no, I am a nerd to most common poisons.
Good to know.
Has the timing for this duel been set, or is it still kind of up in the air?
Yes, it is at the beginning of next week. You have 2 days over the weekend to address this issue.
And if you don't win, but we say we did our job, what's gonna happen?
If you say you did your job but didn't, if you lie to me,
No, but we did our job. If we did do everything in our power, but he actually was just better than you, what happens then?
if there is no foul play and I somehow lose, of course you would be not at fault, but it's impossible. So I wouldn't even think about it.
I didn't think about having one arm. Look at me now, buddy.
They also said that first years don't ever win the Mizimorph tournament, and I did that. I'd never even heard of Mizimorphs before.
I'm sure the other competitors took pity on you for some reason.
Whoa.
Excuse me, sir. I know that I don't know you very well, but I think it's really rude for you to just talk down to people that you also don't know very well. Were you even at the Mizimorph tournament?
Of course not.
So how would you know? You don't get to be disrespectful to people. I don't appreciate it.
You're right, and I am here asking you for a favor. I apologize.
You know how you can make that up to us?
Tell me, please.
Stella's working on a newspaper article and she needs some information.
Can you agree to do an interview, please?
You know what? You need to do that interview.
I have some conditions.
It's an anonymous interview if that makes you feel better.
Well, sorry about that, folks. Anonymous would certainly help, yes.
They're all anonymous.
If
Nobody
that's
ever knows who's writing in. It's really exciting.
if that's what it takes, so be it. I will do whatever it is you have planned for me, so long as it does not expose me and demean me or my station.
Great, then I guess I forgive you for being rude.
And you have to help try to get Sammy reinstated to the best of your ability.
I will
Yes.
speak to Augusta.
Who?
Oh,
Tullus.
the Dean of Order.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're on a first name basis with
Unjust!
the dean. You're that kid.
I'm sorry, did you think I was someone else?
No, not
What's
at
wrong
all.
with talking to the deans? I talk to professors all the time.
Do you call them by their first names?
I mean, not yet, but I used to call my other teachers by their... I'm gonna stop talking now.
I'm pretty sure Plarg's only name is Plarg.
Yeah, but you're well, and also, Elia, you're not doing it to show off. There's a difference.
Okay. Well, we should probably go deal with this cheating thing. We've got finals in a few weeks, and I don't want to lose out on too much study time for this.
Can I roll an insight check on Egan? Does he seem to be holding anything back? Is there any information that, like, it seems like he's trying to hide?
Well, you haven't strictly speaking agreed to it yet. He's definitely holding some stuff back.
Okay.
After a long pause, Vega just kind of sighs heavily and looks up at him. Or actually kind of looks across at him because they're both the same height. I mean, we'll help you out with this. It's important to you, so it's important to me. Tell us whatever you're not telling us.
Thank you. Thank you. It warms my heart that you would take on this task for me. Yoke is a Lorehold tome wielder. He favors pyromancy. He lives on Lorehold campus. Here is his address. It is deep in the Pillar Drop Chasm. He is friends with an individual named Natalia and has a friendly rivalry with one named Bertram. Keeps to himself largely. I'm to understand he strongly dislikes a man named Draths. And also doesn't have the patience for one of their mutual friends, Tulk. I don't know, unfortunately, what sort of security his dorm room may have, but I expect you can overcome whatever there is there.
So to be clear, you're asking us to break into his dorm.
I am asking you to do no such thing. I'm simply giving you all the information I have on this individual and hoping that any part of it would be helpful in making sure this fight is a fair one.
You, as we might say, he is preparing a path, but we get to choose where that path leads.
Yes, of course. I understand that he frequents the Bow's End Tavern, also the Fire Jolt Cafe, though he can often be found at the war chambers on Lorehold campus, plotting strategy. I have seen him there myself, and his strategies are relatively good for someone not from the cathedral.
Don't we know his study schedule?
Yeah, I'm gonna study with him and Natalia every other day at the tavern. Something they do it. Evenings. They said it. Vega, I think are you in the class? Are you in historical figures?
You know, I almost selected it, but I chose to go with both of the Silver Quill classes this semester.
I think
That's
Fergal's
understandable.
taking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fergal's in it.
Maybe I'll invite Virgo.
Is this dual common knowledge that it's happening? Like, would it be weird for us to know about it? Like, if we go up to him and go like, "Hey, we hear that you're gonna duel Egan," like, would that be a problem?
Oh,
or is
no,
that, like...
It is posted on the dueling schedule. It's an official
Okay.
match.
So we can definitely count on there being a crowd.
Yes, of course. There are dozens of people who show up to every duel of mine. I can give you their names.
Sure.
Yeah, he'll rattle off like 40 names. It's-
And which college are each of those people in?
He will rattle off colleges for each of them. It's pretty rapid fire. There's no way this information is useful. He's just like,
Why do you just know all of these people's colleges just like
It's
off
what
the
it's what he does. It's the books and the books and the books and the books.
I am a student of Strixhaven, and while here we have a unique opportunity to get to know people who will change worlds across the multiverse. What are you doing besides knowing the people around you that is so very important?
Egan, we have agreed to help you.
You're right. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, we've agreed to help you. Right.
You ever hung out with Xanther? I feel like his positivity might rub off on you in a positive way. You need to loosen up a little bit.
Xanther. I know of him. I feel like we would not get along.
You're like the only person on campus that doesn't like him.
Oh, I'm not the only one, I assure you. There are at least a few more. But I have no objection to the man. I just don't think he and I would get along.
Well, I think that says more about you than it does about him.
You are entitled to as many
But
opinions
good
as
to
you
know.
like.
I just feel like you could just loosen up a little bit. People might like you more. You just come off as kind of not fun to be around.
With all due respect, friend of Vega's, I am not here to be liked. I am here to succeed and excel.
Dude, I have a name. You're like really rude. I'm gonna leave now.
You know what, like, the number one habit of highly successful people is?
Tell me.
Getting along with other people.
I
mean, like, it's overrated. I mean, people are overrated in general, but, like, if you care about being successful and stuff, you might want to, like, think about that.
I think perhaps we have different measures of success in mind.
Okay.
My future involves fighting for my life and the lives of others, not making niceties over dinner.
Okay, let's go break into this guy's house and blame it on your brother.
You know, I think there's a tavern drinking song named just that. You know what it is? It's called Blame It on My Brother.
All right.
As they walk off, kind of as the group is leaving, Vega will kind of lean back towards Egan and actually like place a hand on his forearm and squeeze just a bit. A very familiar gesture from their time together. You do need to loosen up a bit, but I get it. You can count on us.
Your friends seem interesting. And I don't just mean
I
that
like
in a
that.
condescending way.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, and you guys can head back to your dorms. You have a task ahead of you. What do you, how do you want to approach this?
Well, the study session for the two of y'all might be a good, or maybe just Sammy. I guess Vega isn't taking the class, but that might be a good first step to see like what he's willing to talk about the duel.
I think you might be able to try and talk to Draith, see if Draith has any counterplots, I guess. He seems to hate all of them.
That's true.
Except he hates like all of us.
Yeah.
Siri was kind of flirting.
Yeah, but then like right after that, it became really clear that we had just warned them because Bertram can't shut up.
I mean, if we want to do this in a way where we're least likely to get caught, I could do the dragonfly thing again
Oh.
and just lurk for a bit, maybe.
Oh, and like hear what they're saying?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, you should totally do that.
Like,
you look unsure about this.
We would just have to pick a good time because it doesn't last forever, and it just feels a little weird, but it feels better than, you know, like confronting people directly. We're less likely to get in trouble.
Maybe you should like do that, but like at his dorm. Because I feel like people are more likely to talk about like, here is my whole plan to cheat in this duel, like when they're in the privacy of their own dorm, as opposed to like hanging out in the tavern.
What if study session happens at his dorm for some reason?
What if the tavern is closed?
And all the libraries are closed.
Yep.
Why would they be closed?
Maintenance.
You know what? Your friend from the poisoning club that you're in,
Mhm.
he was really good at scheduling and booking out spaces.
What if we
That
threw
could-
like the largest campus-wide
ask-
party, and he had no choice but to study in his dorm
Yes.
because we booked every space on campus?
Or we
Yes.
could just ask him if he knows about his schedules and when he practices dueling.
Or when he's not in his dorm. Because he's elsewhere.
I don't know if Urzmaktok would know that, but I think that finding out when he practices dueling is definitely the best idea out of all of those things that we just said.
Because if I like watch him practice dueling, then I could see if anything looks cheaty.
What if Vega asked to like shadow him because you're gonna duel my brother? Oh my god, my brother's the worst. Can I like get some tips?
Oh, okay. Yes. Like, if perhaps I wanted to cheat against him, how would the best way to cheat be?
I'm not even like saying bring up cheating. I'm just saying like then we could kind of figure out how he's practicing. And then like see if we can detect the cheating. I mean, or you could just ask him about the cheating. I just don't know how that would go.
What if you offer him like this super secret knowledge you have about Egan's weaknesses?
Yeah, like what if you offer to help him cheat and then he can be like, oops, I'm already good on cheating, here's how.
I mean, the problem is that Egan basically eats books for breakfast, and I guess swords for dessert, which is very annoying to find out when I came here. So I honestly don't know how to cheat against him. I mean, the best thing to do is to just say things that make him mad, but that takes about 19 years of practice or so to be really good at.
I'm also not entirely convinced that this guy is even planning to cheat. I feel like your brother is covering his ass for when he loses the fight.
He's very thorough. So there is that.
So what if
But
you just said like, what if we were just like, hey, so there's this rumor going around that you might be a cheater, and we kind of want to put a stop to that. So is that true?
what if we used the paper to
Start a rumor?
To start a rumor or to accuse him of suspected cheating in his previous duels, and so people should be on the lookout for it in his new duels.
I could also make it so that if we ask him that question, he has to tell us the truth.
How far away is his duel?
2 days.
How is the newspaper daily?
I don't know, but I mean, it's not, but I don't really like the idea of using it like a tabloid. I know we tried to put fun stuff in there, but like,
We
it's
don't
still,
want to like damage the integrity of the paper.
yeah,
That's fair,
It's kind
that's
of
fair.
important.
Yeah.
We want people to take your advice column seriously. You've got some big stuff coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. I can do a thing that makes it so that he couldn't lie to us. So like, we could straight up just be like, "Yo, are you planning to cheat?" and then see what happens. We'd have to get him. Like, we'd have to meet up with him somewhere where that was a thing, and hope that it works.
What do we do if it doesn't?
Then he'll know that we tried to get him to tell the truth. We could also just say, like, hey, we heard you were going to cheat. We're gonna do this thing so that you can't lie. If you resist it, then we are gonna assume you're lying. And then it'll definitely work.
Could we just like ask, is there like a dueling code of there's like a dueling code of conduct. There's a dueling code of conduct. Where is that? I have that somewhere.
You do.
Oh,
You remember
you
it
know-
from your intro to mage dueling.
Where did that go?
It is right here.
Aha!
You
So
still
there's
have that?
like, yeah, I have everything. Don't you keep your notes
That
from?
was totally last year though. I lose it like after a week. Dang.
The relevant part is in the rules section there.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking like you can't have outside help, and like results are final, and you can have a dueling wand. So maybe we just need. Is the dueling wand no? Because you can use your own magic, right?
Yeah, those are just the rules. It doesn't mean that you can't break them.
But like that would be not correct. So there's like people that oversee the duels. What if we just left an anonymous note that he was a suspected cheater and that they should investigate his dueling prowess?
Okay, but if this is all Egan trying to cover himself, then we're tarnishing someone's reputation for no reason.
You know, I love it could be said that I have gone out of my way to tarnish Egan's reputation really just whenever the opportunity presents itself. But he plays things by the book in a way that is just incredibly annoying, but he's predictable in a way.
How do you cheat at a wizard duel? The only rules are that you can't kill people and you can't use sharp things and nobody else can help. How do you even cheat at this? Is he gonna have someone else cast spells for him? That's like how do you cheat at a wizard duel?
Probably that. He's probably enlisting some outside help, if it's real.
Or perhaps using a wand that's enchanted to do something that it shouldn't.
But you just have to be able to produce a wand. So I would assume that you provide the dueling wand and they have to like check it to make sure it's fine. Right? Like these are overseen duels. People watch them. There's like structure.
People
I
break
don't-
the rules, Elia.
But these rules are so loose. How do you break rules that are literally just don't kill people and you have to do it yourself?
You don't do it yourself. You have somebody enlisted to help with the wands that lets you do weird shit with the wands. You hamper the other person somehow.
You know, if
You
we
poison someone halfway through. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do.
I mean, poison doesn't
Theoretically.
seem to be against the rules.
You know, perhaps if part of our concern is outside help, maybe we enlist some student who knows some magic that could put up a barrier to prevent the crowd from having an influence on the duel, or perhaps even an interested dean who might enjoy the integrity of duels being upheld. Certainly one approach. We could do a couple of different things here.
I still feel like the first step is figuring out whether or not he's actually trying to cheat. Because otherwise, we're screwing over this guy for no reason. Like, even if Egan isn't just getting cold feet, like, someone could have given him bad information. Someone could be trying to mess with Yoke. Maybe it's Draves trying to screw with that. Like, there's all kinds of things that could lead to this guy's not actually planning to cheat.
Let's talk to him.
Yeah.
Let's just have like a friendly chat.
You know,
Like,
know
hey, we
they
heard this.
go hang
That's
out at the
totally not true,
tavern.
though, right?
Something like, hey, I hear you're about to fight Egan soon. That guy, what a jerk, right?
I mean, great opener. I say we go try and use that. Because, I mean, worst case, I get to see the reaction to that.
Yeah.
Seems
Think
like
he's
a
at the
good place to
Bows End
start.
Tavern.
Could even be like, hey, like, we know that you totally would never do this, but FYI, there's a rumor going around that maybe you're gonna cheat. Thoughts?
Let's go try it.
Yeah, okay. What could go wrong?
I mean, worst case, we spend an evening at the Bows End.
All right. Do we know when the study session is? If it's between now and the 2 days between the thing?
Sure. We'll say there's one tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yes, let us go study.
All right. Sounds like a plan. To the Bows End.
Awkward if we all go study, or should we just be nearby? I think we'll.
We could go like hang out.
It'd probably piss Drace off if we talked to them.
Is that a good thing?
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that guy's kind of a jerk. I think pissing him off is okay.
Yeah, let's hang out at a study session. That sounds fun.
All right. As you walk into the Bows End, you'll notice a few things. Maybe. Can everybody give me a perception check just for funsies?
Ooh, uh-oh. Rolling.
17 plus what?
11.
30, 20.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Nice.
17.
All right. How did Stella and Sammy do?
11.
11.
All right. So with the 11s, looks very similar to the last time you were here. A couple different folks, but largely the same. With 17s, you'll note that Xanther's over here with a couple of friends on the far side of the tavern. And there's a Minotaur in a chair over here reading a book who is listening in on their conversations with a smile on his face. Or on their face. With a 20 or higher, you notice that here is a orc sitting by himself with a big hood over his head, but it is pretty obviously Plarg beneath the hood. Sammy, when you come in, the orc under the hood kind of says, "Psst, hey, Sammy, over here."
What?
Oh. She puts her hands over her face like horse blinders to try and hide herself being seen by others. As she heads to the hooded figure, she turns back to the group, says,
Wait, no. Guys, come here, come on.
Oh. What? Who's their friend?
You know this guy. Come on. Let's go on. Come on.
Follow Sammy.
Yeah.
all right, so Sammy follows the hooded Plarg.
All right. He whispers, these people cool?
Yeah. These were the people that I led on that expedition.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
Oh, hey,
cool. That
guys.
was awesome.
Hey, it's been a
Except-
while.
Except me.
Definitely met us.
Should I be here?
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey, Sammy, so, Yeah, I've been talking to Augusta. She's really, really serious about this thing where you're not allowed to go off campus. But I found some really cool stuff you can do on campus. And it's not exactly within the rules she put forward, but it's not exactly against the rules either.
My man.
He'll like offer a fist.
She bumps it with her tiny little hand.
All right. He slides a piece of parchment along the table, real stealthy like. Says, "Let me know what you find, okay?"
All right. Bet. Thanks again, Plarg. I know you're doing your best.
Plarg? Who's Plarg? Not me. I'm not Plarg.
Sorry, Glarg.
Yeah, I'm Glarg. Look, I'm doing everything I can. I'm gonna make sure, eventually she's gonna find something else to be upset about, and we'll just brush this whole thing under the rug. It happens all the time. I'm really good at it. Just give me a little bit more time, okay? Again, I'm really sorry it's happened, and I feel awful about the whole thing.
Maybe with that new duel thing that's happening, and I get to like tomorrow, maybe we can find something for a Dean Tullis to be madder about, because we've got something. We've got to lead.
What thing?
I
Oh, the new
don't
thing.
know.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be huge. It'll be way too big for her to be upset about.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let me know what you find out. Good luck. And grab life by the tail, you guys. Don't let go, no matter what. And he'll back up from the table and like creep out the door, half crouched.
Sammy, is that professor encouraging you to break the rules?
No, he is encouraging me to pursue my academic enlightenment.
But isn't that like what got you sent to the detention bog?
Details, whatever. It helped me as a researcher, as an archaeologist, and as somebody who is a student who only makes so much money. I need to survive off of those ruins.
Okay, I just think it's really irresponsible for a professor to be like encouraging you to break the rules.
But we weren't breaking the rules. Dean Tullis had a list of rules for me to follow, but I'm not doing any of them wrong.
But he just never mind.
If she wanted me to do them, she would have had them in the rules. She wanted me to not go underneath the campus or above it, or maybe climb the star. No, she did say don't climb the star arches. Never mind. See, she says it. She says what she doesn't want me to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
just-
checks out.
She
Just-
said don't leave campus. You're not leaving campus.
You are not.
In fact, I'm the opposite of leaving campus. I'm going further into campus.
You know what? I've been taking a class from Silver Quill that's all about interpretation of the law, and that is precisely the kind of thing we are learning to dance around.
I need to talk
Guys.
to that professor and maybe get them to write me some recommendations.
You know what? It's a joint class taught by the professors of morality and amorality, and it is a hoot.
I do have extra time. Maybe I'll sit in.
Please.
Y'all are gonna end up in detention.
Again.
I mean, it's just a bog. I'm in the bog all the time anyway.
So
But
Sammy-
that doesn't. Okay. Well, let's just wait. We're here to go confront some people. We should just go, I guess, do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sammy opens the paper and sees what it says.
It has a location and a clue.
Okay, she stores that for now and then goes to the table of the folks. The shouldn't be upperclassmen. Before she enters, she looks at Helianthus and she says,
Did you want to do that whole dragonfly thing where you're...
I mean, like, if we're all here, is there a benefit to me not being here? Or do you just want me to not be here?
I don't know. Are we doing it all of us? I thought we were making it seem kind of incognito.
I mean, we could take the table behind them and like not be like up in their space.
I mean, the good news is we travel as a group pretty often, so that shouldn't be seen as particularly strange, I don't think.
The realization that Sammy's gonna start being considered as part of their group now washes over her. And there's a moment of dread.
You know, we...
She shrugs. She says, "Okay, let's go hang out, all of us."
Okay. Well, they're over here, outside, same table they were at before.
Yeah, Sammy heads up to them. She has her pals. She has the pals and them come up with her. She says,
Natalia, Bertram.
Oh, hey, friends!
Okay.
Welcome! Yeah, no, come on, have a seat. There's plenty of room. Can I get you anything? Water, ale, food, perhaps?
No, actually, the next round is on the cathedral, and Vega will raise her hand and go about the business of ordering everyone their usual that the current people have on the table, and then ordering a second.
Well, thanks. The cathedral, you say? Is that thing that, what's that guy's name? The one with the orange hair. Real severe fellow, always looking dour and serious.
You'd think his face doesn't know how to make any other expression, right?
Yes, that one! The very same!
Yep. No, yeah, he's also from that.
Ah. You don't seem much... Is it some sort of family, or... I'm prying. Anyway, we're here to study. Come on, have a seat. Let's get to it.
I just remembered we get free food here, so it's on us anyway. We get free food because we saved the place from the cabbages.
Right you are.
Oh.
Which means Stella should get her 20 gold back.
Oh. Woohoo.
My notes just say free food for life.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Probably a
Did-
caveat, you have to eat everything you order.
Yeah. Is it Yokai or Yokai?
It is Yokai.
Yokai. Did he react at all when Bertram brought up Egan?
He had a neutral expression on his face, and now he has a sour expression on his face. But that could be true of anybody hearing Egan's name.
That's fair. You okay there, friend?
Is that supposed to be funny?
No, I'm very rarely funny.
I'm fine.
So, historical figures in magic.
Yes, historical figures. Natalia, you were talking about what were you talking about? Oh, I was talking about what were they called? The ogres that used to live all over Arcavios. They had a deity of fire, well, they were quite commonplace until about 800 years ago, when they were supposedly wiped out by some sort of calamitous event. I've read all about it. It's a very interesting area of study, and I've heard that it will be on the midterm exams. Here are the sources I found. And she hands over a list with a bunch of notes. And Bertram will dutifully start to try to copy it down.
As does Sammy, but as she's writing it down, she then looks up at Yokai and she says,
So, listen, maybe a little forward of me, but also good luck on your match to be with that Egan fellow. Met him the other day, and he's still as much of a prick as he always has been.
Yeah. Big prick. I'm gonna beat him, though.
How can you be so sure? He's, I detest him, but he is annoyingly good at duels.
He smirks and says, "That's to my advantage." He thinks he can't lose.
Sammy looks at Bertram while Yokai says this. Can I try an insight?
You can. Bertram is like full focused on studying Natalia's list to the point where like his tongue is sticking out. You know, like copying down notes.
Okay.
You've got some kind of like strategy plans then.
Yeah. you're here to study, right? The Agyar ogres, they're
Yes, of course.
gonna be on the test.
She like holds up her notepad, visibly writing stuff down.
Yeah, he's also copying it down.
Sammy looks over at Siri and she's like, come on, do the magic thing. We're gonna do the magic thing.
Yeah. I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, it is like casting a spell is like a and like a blah 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 and like
Yeah.
there's like a thing. It's like a visible.
It was just no. It is verbal. Okay, I
mean, you just have to say words that you think represent the spell. That can totally be a normal conversation.
Can I try that even though I wasn't in the class?
You can try anything you want to. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say just like, yeah, oh no, they absolutely know that they're in it once it's cast.
Will we though? What is the plan for hand? It's fine. We'll figure it out.
I mean, do we want to just, I feel like we can just tell them why, okay. Because what I had said was, we'll like just tell them why we're casting it and then cast it. But we haven't done that yet.
Okay, that's
Up to
fair.
Siri. That's up to Siri, I think.
I guess it is now. Okay, I haven't been, okay.
When you like, if Siri shrugs, then Sammy will just be like, okay, no. I'm here to study either way.
Mhm.
Drinks do arrive. Very nice, refreshing drinks.
How honest are we being?
Sammy's just gonna take a step away from the study table and go back to the group.
So they're actually working there. They're not really talking about anything, and I thought that they would be pretty spicy and talking about their plans. I guess I expected a lot out of that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna talk about their plans openly in the tavern. I think we either have to bring it up or straight up say like, "Hey, we heard a rumor. We're
What
gonna
if
do
we
this."
just suggested that we were researching for a potential story about duels of the past, and we were trying to consider if it was possible for someone to cheat in a duel, because they're, experienced duelists and upperclassmen, and we are not either of those things.
Did we ask about maybe what kind of methods of cheating happened? Were used?
I mean, they're still gonna know why we're asking. Probably.
That's true.
I think honesty is a good approach, and I am a very honest person, and I am fine being honest, because if these people don't like me, like, okay, but at least I did it the honest way, and then we're like not getting in trouble, and no one has to go to the detention bog.
I mean, that's fair. So, okay, Elia, why don't you just tell them, like, hey, we heard a rumor that you were cheating, and we want to do this truth thing so we can prove that you weren't.
Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm gonna walk over, and I'm gonna introduce myself to these people. I'm gonna be like, hi, I'm Helianthus. I don't know if you know me. I've been around a little bit, but I don't think we've really ever talked.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen you. You were on the field. You did the leapy explodey thing. That was amazing.
I did, yes, that was me, yes. So as you know, school spirit is really important to me, and there's just been some stuff going around that's just like not the vibe. So I kind of had a question for y'all, and I hope you don't think I'm being like too forward or anything, but there's been some talk that this upcoming duel, because it's like a really big thing, people always like to just shit talk and be butts about everything, but there's been some rumors that people might cheat in this duel, and I don't want that to happen because like the duels are a big part of Strixhaven, and like I don't even understand how you could cheat. Like the rules are literally just like don't kill people and do it by yourself. So like I don't understand how people could cheat. But could you just like confirm that you're not, so we can get back on the school spirit vibes?
Wait,
And I will cast, at that point, I will cast Zone of Truth.
okay.
Whether
Bertram
they
looks
choose
really
to resist
confused.
it or not is up to them.
Bertram looks really confused and says, I'm not dueling anytime soon. You mean... He looks at Yoke. Yoke...
Yeah, there's been some like talk that maybe someone might be helping or something. I don't really know.
what's your DC on Zone of Truth?
13.
Yoke has succeeded.
Okay.
The other two probably will attempt to make their saves just because...
And actually, everyone has to make that charisma save.
Or they can choose to fail.
Or you
Fine
can
to
choose to
fail.
fail it.
I will fail. I am an honest person. I'm not telling lies.
And you're not compelled to speak under the spell, even if you fail your save.
Right. You just can't lie.
Right. So you will
Fine.
know that Bertram has failed his save, and that Natalia has succeeded.
Cool. So the only person we probably would guess would be honest is the one who failed. I succeeded. Sammy succeeded.
I willingly failed. I
Okay.
don't care.
Stella did not resist because she didn't realize there was friendly fire.
Vega chooses to fail.
Yoke will look around and say, "This is about me?
Yeah,
What's going on?"
Egan offered to pay us some money to prove that you weren't going to cheat.
Oh. I see.
I don't have any money. I need some money. It seemed like not a big deal because like you seem like honest and reputable people and he's kind of a jerk, and so I figured we could all just benefit from this.
I'm not going to cheat.
Great.
So
I'm
here's the
innovative.
thing. We don't actually know if you're telling the truth or not because you resisted the spell, bro.
I don't recall consenting to you casting a spell on me.
Hey Bertram, did you talk to anybody, to our friend Egan recently?
Bertram says, "Egan, I barely know the guy. Honestly, I think I'd avoid him if I noticed him around.
Fair.
Has kind of a funny look to him, like his nose is, always too high in the air. Maybe it gets a little sunburnt on the tip."
That's a good one. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Do you know why he would think that you're gonna cheat? Like, would somebody else, like, spread a rumor to try and, like, tarnish your name or something? Because I don't get how you cheat in this game.
Yoke shrugs and says, "It's simple. The rules allow for any terms to be agreed upon in advance of the duel. Those are the rules. The generalized mage duel rules don't really forbid anything specific. So,
So, what specific terms have you agreed upon for this duel coming up tomorrow?
he shrugs and says, all magic is allowed.
So then how could you
Interesting.
possibly cheat?
I won't.
Well, but how could someone think you would?
I don't know.
Vega, didn't Egan say that Bertram had talked to him last night?
I think so.
Did he say Bertram? Specifically?
No, he said a reputable source.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he didn't specify who it was.
Oh.
So Vega kind of rolls her head. A reputable source. There's, and she looks, towards, Yoke. There's someone who thinks that you plan on cheating.
I'm not
Is
going
there
to
someone
cheat.
who has a vested interest in spreading that rumor?
I look very pointedly at the table where Drace was sitting the last time we were here.
Yoke kind of sighs and says, look, tell Egan that if he's afraid of the duel, he can back out. I won't force him to do it. He can keep his ranking, but I want the school to know that he was scared.
He's not afraid.
Yeah, I think the concern is more now who's trying to trash your reputation then.
Shrugs and says, I am planning to use magic that none of them have ever heard of.
But you're not going to
Magic
kill
that no one's
anybody.
ever heard of.
He nods.
Did you make it yourself?
No. I found it.
Found it where?
Shrugs. A ruin.
That's so cool.
Hey, didn't you just get, like, almost expelled for going to a ruin?
Still cool.
Yeah. How did you get? When did you go to this? Where? How? Who let you? Was it Dean Tullis?
It's for my field studies.
God damn it.
I got a permit.
How long did that take?
He just blinks at you, says, you've never got a permit?
Why do you think I'm back here?
Takes a couple weeks. You have to
That's too
submit an
long.
expedition plan, a list of expected findings. Then when you're done, you report on everything you did find.
That sucks. I want to do it Plarg's way.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the whole thing. Somebody saw you doing unfamiliar magic and assumed it was cheating somehow.
Right. It's not cheating. It's within the rules. So why don't you go and tell Egan he can back out? It's fine.
Look, I really hope there's no hard feelings here. I just, yeah. You guys seem like really cool people.
Oh, we are. We are very cool people. How is this relevant? What's going on? Sorry, I tuned out for a second. I was doing my notes.
Oh, nothing.
And Vega kind of stumbles on herself for a moment and then leans in close to Yokai. I am endlessly frustrated by Egan. But I do care about him, and I know him. He's not scared. He just, for whatever reason, he came here and dueling made sense to him, and it's become something that he cares about. And he clearly cares that whatever match y'all have coming up is fought with the rules of the game. So long as that happens, I think he'll be fine with the outcome.
Good. That'll work fine with me.
This is on a very unrelated note, but Bertram, I have to ask, how did you get your eyebrow scar?
Oh, that long story. See, I was back on my home plane. It's a far ways from here. Real different place. We fight every day for survival, mind you. It's real harsh land. Lots of beasties. Big ones too. The kind that tower high above you. It's great fun if you know what you're doing. One of them almost bit me. Jaws came this close, but they did snag my upper eyebrow, and well, the only mark I've got on me from my battles, if you'll believe that.
That's very impressive.
It's a good one. Every time I look in the mirror, I remember. It's
That you
only
almost
only an
got
inch
eaten.
between death and life, Only an inch.
Wow. Fascinating.
Did you kill the beastie?
Of course! I wouldn't be standing here elsewise.
How'd you do it?
Oh, well, me and my friends took our harpoon spears, stabbed it into the thing under the scales where it'll hold tight, stuck those in the ground. So it couldn't move when our ballista came around. Took aim, fired, easy peasy, no trouble to it. I went in a little bit early was the thing.
I mean, I know that we are just here for whatever normal people call pleasant conversation, but I would love to hear the extremely gory details of that battle literally anytime you have a chance.
Bertram will absolutely immediately start launching into a story, and Natalia was like, we're trying to study? Has everybody forgotten why we're here?
Right, sorry. Studying is incredibly important, and I appreciate your dedication to school
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much.
So it sounds like Yoke isn't playing to cheat, but he does confess to using some magic that he found in a ruin. Totally above board, probably. And is within the rules of the duel. What is your decision? Because we are coming up on the end here of the session. What are we going to do about that?
It seems like he's not cheating to me.
I mean, he could also very much be lying.
Yeah, could we have at least incited what he's been saying this whole time?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Helianthus believes everything everybody says, so.
Unless it involves breaking rules.
Oh no, it's just a.
Oh, I might believe you, but I'm not going to agree to it.
13. Is he lying?
Can I try Arcana that instead of Insight? See, like, fact check that and see if that's something believable.
Sure.
Oh, wait, I'm a halfling, so that's not a natural one.
Nice.
Damn.
It's a 6.
He's
Vega
totally
gets-
telling the truth.
He's real hard to read. Just real hard to...
Vega will spend another student die on this and get a total of a 24.
Okay. Yoke seems like a guy who doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't seem disingenuous. You don't get the sense he's holding anything back. Except for maybe details of the magic itself, though, you haven't asked for that, so he's not holding it back so much. He's just not volunteering it, I guess? I don't know. You don't get the sense that he has deceived you yet.
Siri's insight is so bad because she gets a little shaken by the consent comment because she's like, oh yeah, no, that was really shitty of me. Damn. Should have asked. And is too busy to pay attention to the rest of what he's saying.
Sammy's going back to studying, I guess, with a 10.
Cool. All right.
Vega will send a note to Egan asking to meet up kind of right before the duel, or not right before, but kind of that next evening, and will invite everyone in the group who wants to come to that conversation. But essentially what she's looking to do is share with Egan, this guy's not going to cheat. He's just going to do something you don't expect because it's magic none of us know. So be prepared, I guess.
Any sort of ideas what he's planning? Anything would help. I can't really prepare for any sort of magic. Any ideas what he's been doing in his spare time, what he's been practicing, what he's been studying, anything at all?
You not knowing the specific spell that he's going to cast, that's not him cheating.
And wouldn't
That's
it
for
be
you.
cheating if we told you?
Well, no, it's a difference of information, and it's not against the rules per se, but it's bad sportsmanship.
Well, right, but you wouldn't want to have bad sportsmanship.
No, what I mean is that I know every spell in the common books. I know every single one by heart. It is not cheating, but it's very unfair to find some spell that isn't known and use that instead. There's no counterplay. I can't possibly prepare.
Well, that's what makes it exciting, right?
I suppose.
You can't possibly be ready for a real fight ever if you aren't willing to accept at least a bit of uncertainty. You can't know everything.
His shoulders sag. He says, "You're right, Vega, and I shouldn't need this talk from you. I will prepare. I will win anyway. Thank you all for your efforts. You've been helpful. To be sure, I appreciate you all taking on this task for me and finding out what you did. Here is your remuneration as we agreed upon." And he'll hand over 500 gold each.
I'm gonna pull Sammy over real quick, just off to the side. You've been in a lot of these ruins, right?
Yeah, I've been in a few. Number of them. Good number of them. Enough to get me held back.
They don't all have mage killer artifacts, right? There's no reason to assume that just because he was in a ruin, he's got auric magic.
there's no reason to just assume that.
Oh.
However,
Auric magic is expressly forbidden across campus.
Okay.
That'd be like against the rules of Strixhaven to use Auric magic.
Okay. And this, like, he wouldn't be talking about it like, oh, this is magic no one's ever seen, right? Like,
Right.
it's magic that people have seen.
Mhm.
Just it's bad. Okay. Then scratch that.
Okay.
Good,
Or maybe
good
you
concern.
explain
though.
that. Maybe you explain that to me. I don't know.
I think maybe Sammy says,
I think they would have noticed because the second that we came back and I had that thing on, they all, those bots came over and they.
That's true.
That-
That's okay. Yeah.
is
So if
that
he'd been
what got
if he'd been
changed, though?
practicing that on campus, like it would have been a thing.
Yeah, nobody gets away with Auric magic. In fact, you guys remember, as soon as Sammy materialized with an Auric doohickey on her face, like the alarms were raised, defense bots immediately appeared and threatened you with massive magical cannons. It was a very immediate response.
Okay. Well, then we can leave Egan to his own devices. I'm not worried about it then.
Cool. And we will resolve that next session. We do have a brief epilogue here. We're going to go a little bit over time. Sammy, did you want to follow up on that lead that you were given?
yeah, after this study session, and she then talks to the rest of the group, and she says,
So we might actually be able to go to the arches.
and she shows the map and the clue, which says, it just says the central arch, and says, name the ideals of the one you wish to meet while touching the keystone.
I don't know what any of the keystones are, but I want to figure that out.
I want to see an arch.
So you mean like
No.
tomorrow? You want to go tomorrow?
I kind of want to see Egan get his butt kicked tomorrow. So I think we wait until after that. And then we go to the arch.
Let's go. Tomorrow. After.
After his next session. Gotta do it tonight.
Oh, we do it now. Okay, never mind. We go. Okay.
It won't take that long. Let's go.
This is the location you were pointed to. It is central to campus. There is a statue with two massive archways. Over it all is a single stone at the top of the arch, which is a commonly called a keystone, though these arches certainly aren't supported the same way as mechanical ones.
How do these work?
That's the fun part. We don't know.
And Sammy just looks very excited and eager to see these arches. Come on, we gotta go to the central one. She like beckons everyone closer as they walk through the plaza.
Yeah, it's a big old courtyard. The central arch like goes high overhead. That the central, much larger stone than the rest of them, floats maybe 50 feet off the ground.
That looks like a keystone to me.
So we're
I
gonna
don't
have
know
to go
how you're
up
gonna
there.
touch it though.
Do you want to boost? I can fly up with you. I can't get everybody though.
She looks at her own. You said 50 feet up?
Mhm.
Can Sammy try using 2 misty steps to go halfway up the arch and then the other halfway up?
You could misty
Oh,
step
yeah.
onto the smaller arch over the statue, and then from there onto the keystone pretty easily. Yeah, totally. So you do like a quick blink, land on the keystone up there. It wobbles a little bit underneath you. It's not 100% solid, and you teeter, but you manage to catch yourself, and then you can blink up there to grab onto the bottom of the keystone. Maybe you can like stand on a very narrow ledge on the bottom of it.
She yells down,
Name an ideal or something
What did it say? Name an ideal that what?
of the one you wish to meet.
What do you want to
Uh,
meet?
I want to meet Dragon Lorehold. He's a cool guy, I think. Dragon Lorehold, she says.
Knowledge?
What?
Is that?
Morality? Wait, what's the ideal of Lorehold? Who's in Lorehold?
History, archaeomancy.
She just shouts out vague lore terms while attached, while
the hint,
grabbing her arms around
because,
this thing.
because everybody is a Strixhaven student, so you theoretically know. The hint is that the deans are named after the ideals of the college.
Order.
And chaos.
All right. Order and chaos.
All right. As you say those two words, the keystone hums and then vibrates. The whole archway pulses with magical energy, and you briefly see a portal open up across the entire archway. You look out over craggy, stony landscapes with chasms and canyons kind of breaking through the whole thing. Tall mountains high overhead, white sands that glitter in sunlight. Clearly very far away, given it is definitely nighttime right now. Sammy, you feel a tug pulling at you. And you lose your grip on the keystone.
Okay. Zoop.
All right.
Do I just fall into the portal?
You sure do. With a zooping sound, Sammy disappears into the portal. The archway kind of shudders and the portal fades.
I think she's off campus now.
Oh, I was really thinking we would all follow her and it would be a group thing and that she wouldn't be off campus again.
I mean, is a portal really off campus though?
Yes.
You
That
know,
was
the portal-
clearly somewhere else.
Suck it, Dean, tell us.
All right. Well, that concludes our episode tonight. We will be starting next episode with an exam to conclude our first quarter. But yeah, that's been the adventure so far. I've been Marco, Dungeon Master here. You can find me on Twitter at the Marconomicon, or here on Twitch, of course, at twitch.tv/the which you're literally here, so you probably know that already. If you haven't yet, follow and subscribe. Well, follow here and subscribe on YouTube. You'll see all of our VOD updates when they go up over there. Thank you for joining. This has been a good time for me. Sarah.
It's been such a good evening with all of you in chat and all of you here. I remain Sarah L. Kinney on Twitter, where I talk about art projects that I start but don't finish, TTRPGs, and also food. I'm still in the phase where I have to be secretive about some of my upcoming projects, but we are so close to being ready to actually advertise and talk about them, and I am super excited. But until then, I will see you in 2 weeks here. Next up, Caitlin.
Hello, my name is Caitlin, aka a theaterphile all over the internet. When I am not being a TTRPG performer, I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. I just finished Ocarina of Time this weekend, which was super exciting. I also am playing Final Fantasy VII. I am starting Majora's Mask, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, so that'll be exciting and fun. Twitter is the best place to stay up to date with my other TTRPG stuff. I also have a new game show thing that I can't announce just yet, but that is starting in May and that we're going to announce very soon. I'm very excited about, so Twitter will be the place to find out about that once I can announce it. And I also do various one-shots and charity games and all of those things. So Twitch and Twitter are where you should check me out if you want to do that. Andy.
I am Andy. I have been a guest star. I remain a vessel for the figment of Marco's imagination and don't exist online.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I will keep being Stella. You can find me online at ShimiArt on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, and on the opposite Fridays of Curriculum of Wonder, we are playing We Could Be Gods, a Divinity playthrough. So check us out if you want to watch us blow up shit.
For ourselves.
Yeah.
Both.
And hi, I'm Andrea. I have been having so much fun with this. It's bringing me so much joy. You can find me over on Instagram at sunflower.dice. If you are looking for some new handmade dice or jewelry or whatever for your tabletop games, if you like chances to win free stuff. Next week's my birthday, and I'll probably be giving away some cool stuff, so you should definitely give the account a follow. Otherwise, you can find me here on Twitter and on Twitch at Shadowed Lady Sif. I'm doing a Sims 4 Legacy Challenge right now, and it's chaos, and there's drama and tea, and people are dying. So it's a good time. Come hang out, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Yeah, so once again, this has been Curriculum of Wonder. We stream every other Thursday right here on Twitch, 7 to 10 Pacific. As Sam mentioned, we are also streaming We Could Be Gods, which is a campaign of Divinity Original Sin 2, a co-op video game that revolutionized the RPG space for video games anyway. And yeah, we do those on Fridays, alternating with this campaign to other weeks from here, 7 to 10 Pacific as well right here on stream. So catch that if you like, and we will see y'all again real soon. Thanks, everybody.